What's up, everybody? We are live, and it's the Indie Games podcast, and it is Saturday night. How's it going, guys? I hope the intro worked this time. That was the second try, so first time it was a little bit iffy, but hopefully we got it just balanced this time, and it's all working good. Hopefully you can hear me first off as well. That's always a bonus. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing really well. Thank you so much, everyone who's popped into the chat already. It's a pleasure to see your faces in there. It really is. And yeah, this is the 4th episode of the Indie Games podcast already. We are making tracks. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling to have that as well, that we've been carrying on down this road, and it's a pleasure to bring some indie games goodness to the community, which I do love, and so do I love all the people who join me on that venture too. So tonight we've got 3 guests for you, which is pretty cool. I'm excited about that, so more than the 2 that we usually bring in. But just before we get into all that malarkey, I just want to say thank you everyone who has popped into the chat. I will sort out VJ falling off the bottom of the screen in just a moment. We've got 6, as I say, instead of 5. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks everyone who's popped in, and basically we're going to start getting on with the intros for everyone who has joined us on the panel today, because I am super grateful for all of you guys who have done so. So yeah, starting off with, I'm gonna go straight to the special guest this time, and I'm going to start with the very top. We've got my man who you will see on regular on a show called Retro Renegades. So many of you guys will be familiar with it on the Tuesday night on Graphic Gods channel mainly, and also Supersonic Station. I always enjoy his takes. I've spoken to him a lot about him enjoying some indie games, and that always warms my heart. But I thought today, it would be cool to hang out and actually bring him onto the Indie Games podcast, because I always enjoy hearing what he's got to say. And Retro Renegades is always a great show, and he's a panel member on that. And like I say, it's awesome to bring him on to the show today. Thank you very much, Infinite, for joining us, my friend. How is it going?
Well, I appreciate you having me.
Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. we're gonna get some juice today, my friend. We're gonna pull out those indie games, that passion to the full. But yeah, no, thank you very much for coming on, bud. We'll get into a bit of your indie games history, etc. in a little bit. I was gonna pull that one on you guys, sneak that one on you. But yeah, so I thought we'd do a little bit of that. But yeah, thank you very much for coming on, my friend. It does mean a lot, and being part of the show. Good stuff. So moving on from there, we have got a guy who I've been friends with for a long time, someone who I admire to the highest degree for his content that he was making on his channel and with bg4ghub.com, who he still does, I do believe he might be still affiliated with. But yeah, he had a YouTube channel, but he's decided to take a little bit of a more relaxed approach to gaming these days, which is totally cool, and I love that. I respect that. But yeah, I've always really admired this guy for his passion for gaming. He plays a ton of indie games, and he's always been a really good friend as well. I speak a lot with him in those DMs, and today I'm really, really honoured that Jeepers has come out and to see us all and spend some time on the Indie Games podcast. So how's it going, Jeepers, bro? Thanks for coming on.
It's going good, Andy. Thank you, buddy. I'm just about to shed a tear.
Good. I love that, bro. It's all genuine, my friend. I promise you that.
Well, I appreciate it.
From the heart, my buddy. No, I really do appreciate it, because I know you don't do many appearances and stuff at the moment. Just taking a more chilled approach to gaming, as I say.
Yep, I'm just taking a break.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it means the world that you've come on, because we've talked about indie games quite a lot. So thank you, my friend, for coming on to join us, and I'm sure we'll have some good times tonight. And yeah, it's good stuff, bro. Yeah. Cool. And moving on from there, another guy who I do speak a lot with in those DMs, the fabled DMs, is our third special guest of the evening, and he's a newcomer to the community, but he has broken out like wildfire, and he is everywhere at the moment. moment in an awesome way, because just because of his pure knowledge of gaming and the industry as well. He's got great industry knowledge. Super interesting guy to listen to speak about gaming, and also his passion for gaming too. But yeah, like I say, he's broken out and he's been on many podcasts. He's nearly every podcast I can imagine, and he's been on. He's definitely a guy to watch out for, and it's an absolute honor to have VJ on this show today. So thank you very much for coming on, VJ. How you doing, bro?
I'm really good, Indy. Thanks for having me on today. I really appreciate it. I really follow your content, and to be honest with you, when I first came into podcasting and joined social in I think it was early July, I really wasn't that well versed in indie games, and so your content's really helped to educate me, and it's really good to see that you're making strides towards that 1,000 YouTube subscriber number, and I hope you reach it really soon.
Thank you, my friend. That means a lot. It's very kind of you to say. All of that means the world, coming from someone like you, with your knowledge. And yeah, that is the idea of the show as well. So that's very kind of you to mention, to spread the word for indie games, amongst the community. And, that's awesome to hear, my friend. And thanks again for accepting the invite today. Cool.
My pleasure.
Good stuff, bro. So yeah, obviously we have also got the three amigos, as I keep referring to us as. Today we'll be joined with Fastback and SuperCoopR again, carrying on the mantle for indie games in the community. Sorry. And yeah, again, it's a pleasure to have you guys. So how you doing, Fastback? Firstly, it's been a good month since we last got together and did this. How's it going?
Yeah. No, it's been good. The weeks have come by pretty quick for me, so
good stuff, bro.
Ready to enjoy my weekend and get some gaming in, and just happy glad to be back with you guys. So awesome to see Jeepers and Infinite
Definitely.
and VJ on with us. So yeah, I look forward to talking with them about indie games and some of the goodness that we've seen come out lately.
Definitely. That indie goodness is rubbing off on other people, I can tell. That phrase is going to have to be it's going to be hashtagged, isn't it, I think? But no, that's awesome. Yeah, I can't resist it. No, it's awesome. It's awesome to be able to do this with you, Fastback, bro, and your passion's always, really there. So thank you again, and it's good stuff. And SuperCoopR, I don't know why SuperCoopR always gets left till last, but he can live with that.
He's on that battery on that red scooter is low.
Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, again, how you been, Coop? It's great to be doing this with you again, brother. 4th episode. We're going forward. We're branching. We're taking it to new levels. How's it going anyway, bro?
Good, man. It's been 4 already?
Yeah, this is the 4th one. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? Feels good.
Good to be back. Yeah.
Good
to be back with you guys.
Good stuff. Nice. Pleasure to have you again, my friend. It's always a great time chatting indie games with you, and any games in general, of course. But yeah, cool. So that's all the guys introduced. Thank you very much indeed, all of you, for coming on. It means the world. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly say something that VJ alluded to as well, which was the subscriber count, which has reached over the 900 mark recently, which I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has subscribed to this channel. It has been going up quite smoothly lately. It's been going up at a good rate, which I'm eternally grateful for. So thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed and supports the channel, and us as the podcast as well. Yeah, it's good to, great to be able to do this as a community thing, because that's what it's all about, sharing those experiences with everyone. So thank you all for subscribing. Like I say, it means the world. And I just want to shout out some of you awesome guys I'm seeing in that chat. Always a pleasure seeing your faces in there. UK Dazarus, I will never forget you again after last time, my friend, because I did forget you for one time. Yeah, so good to see you, Daz, in the chat. Thanks for popping in, bro. And Dragon Wolf, my friend, great to see you, always in those streams. So thanks again for popping in to the podcast. It's great to see you, brother. Got Judzilla in there, my good man in the Dazcast DM. Pong Soul, thank you very much for popping in. You said you'd pop by, and you've met your word, so I do really appreciate that. And it's good to see new faces in there. That means the world. And HDK, great to see you, brother. NLG brother of Fastback and Coop. Got VJ in there, got Jeepers in there, got Stubbs Gaming. Good to see you, Stubbs. Always a pleasure. Tom Wild's in there. He's changed his name to T Wild. It threw me off then for a minute. Got Mast Mayhem in there. Great to see you, Mast. Shizno Elite. Techno Fabulous, another NLG guy. And Back from the Dead as well. Great to see you, my friend. Thanks for popping by. Cool. And so thank you guys, everybody, wholly for joining us. We're going to get into some action now, some indie games talk. We got some juicy stuff planned for you. We got some some tasty indie games versus AAA games topic for you, which we're going to be diving into the positives and negatives, or how we feel about the differences between indie games and AAA games, because maybe there's not so much difference between them now. Maybe there is a big divide between them. All sorts of things we're going to dive into. We're going to do that one a little bit later on, though, guys. But first, I thought it would just be fun just to try diving into a bit of what we've played over the last month, as it's been a month since the last podcast. I thought let's just give it a try doing that, and because I've certainly played quite a few games over the last month. Been some awesome games out, and I thought it'd be cool to dive into a bit of that action. So I'm going to go with Fastback first on this one, if that's okay, bro. Basically, what you been up to? What you been playing, my man? Anything juicy?
So I recently I've been playing. It's not an indie game, but it's ODST.
Oh yeah, cool, nice, yeah.
And the Master Chief Collection. Downloaded that last weekend and played
you're fired.
it.
Daz would say you're fired. Is this not any? No, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm gonna go. But no, somehow I missed out on that when it first came out. So.
Oh, nice.
I've
Yeah.
been enjoying that. Battletoads.
Yep, cool.
You can say it's kind of an indie game. I mean,
I would say
the studio that brought back the second one is a small studio, which we had AJ on the other night.
Yep. That was awesome.
And I downloaded. Haven't played it yet, but I downloaded Art of Rally. So if you want to fire me for that,
hell yes. I'm just glad to. I'm really glad to hear you've downloaded it, my man. I was getting worried you weren't gonna. But yeah, I'll see you on the leaderboards, as we say.
I was surprised that I thought it's $24 here.
Yep.
For some reason I thought it was 19, but still not a bad price. So.
Maybe because it was on the discount for the first week, possibly.
Damn it! See.
Yeah, slow off the mark. Yeah, well, that's cool that you've downloaded that. Daz and myself have been playing quite a bit of that game. As you saw, I did the review for it. If you're interested in a review of Art of Rally, check out the other vids on the channel.
A great review.
Oh, thank you very much.
And of course, Fall Guys, playing that off and on.
Is that the one that looks like Micro Machines?
Kinda, yeah.
You could say that.
Something that
like you might have thought that was
or RC Pro-Am.
That would be more like Micro Machines, wouldn't it? I think it's top down, if that's what you mean. Top down view.
Yeah, that game looks sick.
It's really good. Yeah, check out the review, bro. Now pick it up. What did it score? Gotta leave the intrigue. But yeah, it's a really good game though. It is a lot of fun. Definitely. And Daz, that's very kind of you to say, my friend. Thank you very much. Even in capitals as well. He's really convicted to that statement. Cheers, Dazzy, bro. But yeah, so you haven't played it yet, any Art of Rally, but anything else you played over the last month, or anything?
Man, I'm having a brain fart, but I'll get back to you. Let me go look at my achievements on Xbox so I can see what.
That's what I usually do.
When you become an old school gamer.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
What he played.
I know where you're coming from. It's all good, bro.
I only play mainly on the weekend, so.
Yeah, sure. A weekend gamer. I know what you mean. Sorry, I was going somewhere else.
I'm
For
a
that.
hardcore casual.
Yeah, hardcore casual. Yeah, you are. You're in the hardcore. But yeah, what's up, Matt Burns? Thanks for popping in, my friend. Awesome to see you in the chat, bro. Yeah, cool. No worries. How about yourself, Infinite, bro? You been checking out any indie games recently? I believe I've seen you playing a couple, maybe.
Yeah, I'm still playing Spiritfarer in my spare time, kind of like that
Nice.
weekend warrior.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm playing it a couple hours in a wee morning.
You've got quite a few hours in that, if I'm not mistaken, haven't you? You got quite.
I still haven't let anybody go yet, but I'm just enjoying the exploration, resource gathering, and building up the ship.
Cool, bro.
That's what I've been doing. I haven't released anyone yet, though. But other than that, it's been great.
So, out of interest, do you have the option to release? Because I haven't played as much as you. I've played maybe 4 hours or something. I don't know. So do you have the option to release, or you kind of holding on to them? Is that what you're?
I'm just kind of holding on to them, doing the research gathering missions, or not really missions, but the spots on the map that light up to get other things.
That's cool, man. It's relaxing, isn't it? It's a good game. Good game.
It's a great game. I usually played about 4 o'clock in the morning to about 6 or 7.
Sound like me and Daz there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I work nights, so on the weekends.
Oh, okay. Oh no, now you've made me and Daz look really bad.
I didn't mean it that way.
That's so good.
What do you mean you work at nights? I was gonna say, what do you mean you work at nights? I always see you in the chat and every podcast.
I'm at work.
Yeah, that's my kind of work.
You look at me, I have to try to sneak in try to say something while I'm working.
No, I just go sit at my desk and act like I'm busy.
That's good. I like that. Next thing, it'll be xCloud at work, won't it? Playing the games. That's cool, bro. Yeah, Spiritfarer is a really good game. It's very relaxing. It's quite a lot of content there as well, isn't there? You can get into. I think it's potentially like over 20 hours, 20 to 30 hours maybe. How many hours do you reckon you've put in so far?
I probably put more than 20 hours in.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
for sure. So I mean, maybe the main story. If you run through all those, I'm mainly doing all the building for all the characters that you get. So I have a bunch of characters on my ship, all living together. Some of them we get to hate each other too. So it's kind of kind of a wax away and trying to make one happy versus the other one happy, and then making the other one mad because you're making the other one happy.
That's cool.
It's something about it. I just enjoy to sit down and watch them.
I like that. Yeah, I don't usually play a lot of like resource management games or like that kind of thing. But that game just does it so well, in my opinion.
It does it so easy.
Yeah,
it makes it fun to do. It's not a task. It's not a chore.
That's right. That's a good point. Definitely a great shout. Yeah, the animations are beautiful as well, aren't they? And the content, the content of the game, the direction is really cool. Good stuff, bro. Excuse me. So yeah, Jeepers, bro. What you been up to? You playing anything much recently, my friend, over the last month or so?
Oh, the last thing I played was Goalie and
nice.
Darkestville
Castle.
Yes.
Nice.
Very good game.
That's that.
I like my point and click.
Yeah, to point and click. I was going to say, yeah, sweet, bro. I like point. Actually, it's funny with point and clicks. I'm a bit like I love them because Monkey Island was Monkey Island was a game I adored back in the day.
Monkey Island's a classic.
Exactly, yeah, man. But obviously, there's been many great ones since that. But it's kind of weird. I love them still, but like nowadays I don't go in for them as much. But there's a ton of great ones still coming out, which is great to see. Like what's that Cthulhu one that's come out recently? Gibbous Cthulhu Adventure. Have you heard of that one?
Nah.
It was in one of my recently. It's come out console, I believe. It was on PC for a year. It's called, like I say, it's called Gibbous. So Gibbous, and then a Cthulhu Adventure. Definitely worth checking that one out. The animations and art in that game is really, really nice. I think you'd really enjoy that game.
Did you play After Party?
I did, yeah. I did play After Party.
Love that game.
Did you enjoy it as a result?
Loved it.
Cool.
Well,
okay.
Ashley Birch in it.
Well, you love her, don't you? So this is what we talk about in DMs, guys. This Ashley Birch and stuff. Sorry, guys. No, but yes, I don't know. I was slightly disappointed with After Party. If I have to be 100% honest.
I loved it.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's good. Because I mean, I think Oxenfree, the game,
Oxenfree was good too.
I think it was better in my opinion, because I felt like After Party was a little bit didn't really have a direction, if you see what I mean, story wise.
Yeah.
It was a little bit off the rails in that regard. But yeah, it was funny though. It was a really good comedy.
It was a funny game.
It was good, but yeah, I think what I said at the time is I didn't feel like it met its potential, which is what I still believe now. I think it could have been a lot better, if you see what I mean. But there we go. Yeah, so
Sorry, I can keep talking.
That's all good, bro. You keep on going. That's what I want to hear those takes. Good stuff. Anything else you've been playing over last month, Jeepers, bro?
I played this game called Minoria or Minorai.
Okay,
Minoria.
I think I've heard of that.
What
Type of game is that?
Exactly what it was a platformer. It was pretty cool. It was really
Nice. Good stuff.
That's about it.
Just to say hi. Sorry, just cut you off there, my friend. You just want to shout out God's Geeks. Thanks for popping in. God's Geeks, really, really great to see you, buddy. And where did I see someone else was new in there? Resident Link Gaming. Thank you very much for popping in. And also Jago Kukan, my man, Dazcast brother, and Monkey Punch as well. Good to see you guys. Really appreciate your popping in. It really does feel great to see you in there. It's very nice of you to pop by. Thank you so much. So yeah, moving on from there then, and we've got where are we? I feel I've lost the plot already. SuperCoop. Let's go with my man SuperCoop. He's got some good games, I'm sure. What have you been playing, my bro? I know a couple that you've been playing, but let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
Playing this little indie game from Microsoft called Flight Simulator.
Yeah. Never heard of that.
It's a small title.
Outrageous. You're fired.
It's only awesome.
It's just, yeah.
Very limited release,
One man dev. Yeah, that's pretty cool game though.
It's pretty cool. I got the Tony Hawk. I'm playing a little Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That's
nice.
Been a lot of fun. Little throwback on that one. They did a good job of that. I don't know, remake.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, what they've done.
Yeah, and then Tell Me Why.
Okay, cool.
I think I'm about halfway through the second chapter. That one's pretty interesting. Good story.
Nice.
BPM.
That's one of the ones I was going to say. How is it? How is BPM?
Bullets per minute?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
bullets per minute. It's tough. I'm not very rhythmically inclined, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, you have to even reload. You have to do everything on the beat.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's been tough, but it's fun. It's it's kind of one of those things. I think once it clicks, it'll click.
Or you're not.
I'm just not quite
no
there
pun
yet.
intended.
I gotta give it a little more time. Yeah. But really cool game, fast, fun. It's like it's Doom with playing to a beat. Basically.
Yeah,
so
the music sounds
cool.
awesome in it as well. Well, the music in the trailer does.
Fantastic.
Is it good in the game? And
graphics are great. Yeah. No, it's fun.
Out of interest, it's quite. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. Sorry, I was just gonna say, out of interest in BPM, it's quite red in the trailer. Is that a case for the full game as well? Because I know.
Well, there's different. Each room sort of has a different look to it.
So it does mix it up a bit on the aesthetic wise. It's not
cool.
Yeah,
the graphics are great. Looks
cool.
Very demonish. I guess, like I said, it's like an old school kind of Doom throwback.
Definitely.
So if you have no rhythm, don't even attempt to play the game.
Well, you can attempt it, but the learning curve might be a little steep. It can be. It's tough. I've watched. I got a little frustrated, like to the point where I was dropping the difficulty level back, and I was still struggling. So I went on YouTube and I watched some other people, and I'm just going, "How the hell did they? What am I doing?"
That is funny.
It's a little tricky if you don't have rhythm. You might struggle with it like I do, but it's still a cool game. Highly recommend it. It's fun to get into.
Nice.
And it's cheap too. I think it was only like $20 or something.
I think I saw it. I was looking at it at one point and I was thinking about it, but Yeah, I think
a good pick up and play, kind of jump in for a few minutes and
yeah.
you know,
There's that other one as well, the other rhythmic Doom style game, isn't there, coming on the way? So I wonder whether that will be any better. But it's quite it's nice to just have a blast on those kind of games, isn't it? And just like get stuck in.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. So you picked up Art of Rally, my friend. How much?
Art of Rally.
Yeah.
I'm I don't know, not too far in. Finished the first stage of the career mode or whatever.
Nice.
Awesome game. What a fantastic game.
It's great, isn't it?
I had to get over the hump of trying to play it like a drift game.
Yeah.
I was trying to drift through every corner and you end up going really slow. I'm like, man, why my time so bad? And what,
Yeah.
But once I got like, okay, I just play this normal, like a rally game.
Yeah.
I guess
You're
I was
playing Absolute
going
Drift.
into it thinking of their drift game. So, but no,
although you can
really
slide it
cool,
around the corners
graphics.
for quite. I mean, I do slide it quite a bit, but yeah, I know what you mean though. At the same time, you do have to get a little bit of a feel for the handling, don't you? It's like I think there's a couple. I had one person put a comment on my review. They were like, the handling is off. And I was like, no, I have to respectfully disagree with you there. I'd already said in the review that's one of the best points about the game, because it feels so good, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like Micro Machines at all, does it? It feels like a real, like, fleshed out, proper like racing game that spent a lot of time in the physics department. But yeah.
Well, and I think that's what throws you off. Is you go into it with more of a arcade, thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
This is going to be more of an arcade racer, whereas it's a little more towards the simulator type handling. So,
exactly, that's right.
The graphics kind of throw you off a little bit. Once you sort of realize, like, okay, I have to play this like a regular racing game. I think you settle in and you start getting good lap times.
Definitely, that's a good point.
I
would agree with
game.
That. Yeah, it is really, really special. Actually, I enjoy it very much.
Isn't there I just got my driver license mode on there, so you have to,
You're struggling.
For you.
Yeah,
put that one on there just for you. They knew you were a Mustang. They saw Fastback, and we got to put a special mode for this guy.
You guys should.
You need help.
You guys should be all over it. You've got a Mustang on your avatar. That suggests that you should be all over racing games.
Well, real quick, I remember the other two games that I forgot. I was playing Wasteland 3 and Hot Shot Racing.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah,
the other two that I had been playing.
Sweet. Yeah, no.
I'll tell you what. Wasteland 3. I know some people. They're like, that may not be their jam. That type of gameplay, but you gotta stick with it because it has some great humor, great stuff. In between. When you go through areas.
Yep. It's
dialogue and stuff. So
nice. He's
I've been playing that Hot Shot too. That's a fun.
Hot Shot is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to have that competition versus NLG. Me and Daz. We'll get everyone involved.
In that game, in that game they want you. That's an arcade. They want you to drift. That's the
definitely.
Arcade. That's what I mean. Like, you kind of go into Art of Rally expecting Hot Shot. But it's not that, it's
Hot
Shot,
there is
you
more.
Gotta drift to build up your boost and all that.
It's an
arcade racer. It's a great throwback arcade racer. They did it.
Brilliant.
If you love those old arcade racers, Hot Shot is your jam. That's a fun one.
Most definitely.
Another fun, just pick up and play, throw a couple laps, and
for definite. Yeah, I think like Art of Rally. Then, like I said in the review, the name Art of Rally is perfect because I feel like it's not just like you say, pick up and play. It is more of a perfect the art sort of thing of rally kind of. I think that's why the name fits it well, and it's sort of like it's a like an appreciator of rally as a sport, and like learning the intricacies of the how to slide around a corner and things like that, which I love about it. That's what's cool about it. And then you've got on the other side, you got Hot Shot Racing, which is I love it for the other reason of it's just a pick up and play, and it's just like an arcade game, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah. Drop a couple quarters and have some fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so easy you can play with one hand.
Yeah. Right. Who would ever try that though? Oh yeah, it does. And it'd be awesome at it as well. He's hard to beat, believe me. We had some good races. But yeah, no, both games awesome. It's crazy actually because this month there was like 4 racing games that were released. Actually, Pacer didn't end up getting released. I don't think it's slightly delayed. But yeah, there was also Inertial Drift as well, which released, and that was also very highly scored by the reviewers who reviewed it. So it's like, what the hell? Maybe that's not it's not down for me to say, but them all releasing in the same month, indie games, racing games, maybe it's not the best thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a bit of a shame for them not to get the sort of highlight of each of those games, if you see what I mean. But yeah, anyway, hopefully they all do well, because Art of Rally is sitting at very positive on Steam at the moment, so, and probably Hotshot as well, I imagine. But yeah, so it's good to see it doing well. It really is. Definitely love a bit of Art of Rally and Hotshot Racing. Cool. And VJ, my friend, what have you been playing this month, buddy? This last month?
Oh, I've kind of been exclusively stuck on my Nintendo Switch.
Have you? Yeah, it's great.
I really felt like sitting in front of a TV monitor or TV screen. It was just the ease of being able to grab it and play it on the go, because I've been out and about quite a bit. So unfortunately, my games have been Luigi's Mansion and Mario's Odyssey, and that's they've pretty much been my cup of tea the last few weeks. Nice,
good stuff. So you say you're on the go, so you were using the Switch to its what it does best, kind of thing. which is great. Yeah. So how are you finding the games? You enjoying them?
Yeah, I've played all the Mario games, and like everybody does, I just love the ingenuity in them, and Luigi's Mansion is I don't know, it just makes me smile when I play it. I know it's not the most sophisticated game, but the art direction, the color palette, just the animation nuances it's just great fun. I really enjoy it, and it's not complicated. And if I have to put it down all of a sudden, and I pick it back up, I can immediately recall, the button maps and what everything does, and where I am in a particular stage. Yeah,
nice. That shows good design, then, doesn't it?
It's just complete fun.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, I did watch a few people playing Luigi's Mansion, actually. I think I watched someone like Invader or something was playing it, or he had it or something, and yeah, it looked really good. I have to say, I'm not on the Switch very much these days. I think because in this year I kind of got into PC gaming sort of quite a bit, and now it's kind of become. I don't know how much you know about this, guys, as well. Like Coop and Fastback, I think you probably do know, but I'm basically loving PC. I'm almost turning my back on everything else now, and not in a sort of like, not in a fanboy way.
No.
It's not.
I'm the same. I have a Switch. I haven't turned that thing on in a month.
Really?
My Xbox hasn't even hardly been turned on.
You're right. Yeah.
Same.
The Switch hasn't been on for ages for me, and the Xbox hasn't been on. The only time I turned on the Xbox was because Daz was like, come on Hotshot Racing now, and he's on the Xbox, and I had to go on the Xbox to play it, because I did my review of it on the PC on Hotshot Racing, but he was like on the Xbox, and I was like, okay, I'll come on the Xbox then. Otherwise I wouldn't have been on, really. Yeah, it was, I just really loving the PC, I have to say. And it's cool that it's within Xbox and PC are within the same sort of like realm now, so you don't really lose out on Xbox, so that's great. But like Switch, the thing is, the reason I loved the Switch before was because there was a lot of indie games that didn't come out on the Xbox, and they came out on the Switch, it seemed, and I was getting them on there, and now they come out on the PC as well as ones that would have come out on Switch. There's a lot of indie games that don't come out across the board and come out on the PC, so I'm grabbing them on the PC now, so I'm loving it. Just makes things easy as well. It's streaming and stuff like that. It's really simple, that kind of stuff. But good stuff. That's pretty cool, guys. Some good games being played by you all there. So we've been going quite a long time already, but that's all good. We're going with the flow. Apologies if we're taking too long, but we like just to chat some games, don't we? It's all good.
What we're here for.
Absolutely. So we're going to jump into like the first sort of topic of the day. We're going to start off with what I've now come to call the upcoming indie game spotlight, which is something we're going to do every time we do the indie games podcast, which is a sort of spotlight on one specific game which we like the look of, and it's not out yet, and that we feel deserves some more attention as well, to spread the love for it, essentially. So we're going to, like I say, do an upcoming indie game spotlight each month. And this month we're going to do it on a game called Skate Story. And if I said to you, if I asked you, what if you fancied a bit of Tony Hawk's mixed in with Journey, the game Journey? How would you feel about that? Well, that's kind of what. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. So let's flick over to a bit of Skate Story. There you go. Cool. And we've got also, obviously, our guests on the screen as well there. That seems to work okay. I've got to stop talking about what I'm doing. Anyways, guys, so yeah, a bit of Skate Story. It's, like I say, a game that's being made at the moment. A guy called Sam Eng is making it. It's one individual developer. Like I say, it's a blend. It's a very unique take on skateboarding games. But it really appeals to me, as it just looks so physically sound. Like the physics of the skateboarding look awesome in themselves. And if you put them in any other game, like I think you put them in a Tony Hawk's and you wouldn't really notice any difference, in my opinion. They look so great in these trailers that you're seeing at the moment. Hopefully it's going to carry on. Yeah, it is. So yeah, but like the thing is as well with Skate Story, it's not just your average skating around the skate park kind of thing. Like I say, it's mixed in with a bit of Journey. That's what the developer has said. And so essentially you're going on a story. That's where the story comes in. And you are going into the underworld, as he says. You're going beneath New York City. There's several layers of different underworld that you're going through. And essentially you can be picked off by enemies and things like that, and you have to sort of skate through sections and evade sort of like enemies who are trying to pick you off, like I say, but also look damn cool while you're doing it. Not just running through a section, you're also skateboarding and looking damn awesome. And I highly recommend following this guy on Twitter as well. Skate Story, look up on Twitter. I'll put it in the description as well. But there's some awesome stuff he's posting all the time on there. But like I say, it just looks so technically sound, as well as it being a cool concept. Yeah, and I just kind of thought I'd throw this one up there and see what you guys think of it. We'll start with Fastback again on this one. What do you think? Do you play many skate games? Does this grab your attention, brother? How do you feel?
It's been a long time since I really got into skating games, but it's kind of with this kind of a, I guess, a story, kind of like Journey and the art style to what it looks. I'd be interested in playing this.
Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, Journey was a game that I played very recently, actually. Yeah. I didn't actually play it a long time ago because I haven't had a PlayStation for a while.
So you played it on Steam? Or
exactly, I played it on Steam, yeah, okay. When it came out recently. Yeah, so again, PC, thank you very much, PC. But yeah, so I never played it on the PS4, I played it on Steam, and I absolutely adored Journey. Yeah, masterpiece, basically.
But yeah. I love the kind of the look of the skater, kind of see through.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It just
definitely, it's different, isn't it? I think as well, if you mess things up, you can break into pieces, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, whenever you crash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
It's pretty damn cool.
And we'll get into it later, but this is one big thing. What I love about indie games is that you see a unique creative art style.
Yeah, exactly.
And these games that they can do that normally you can't do with AAA.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You got to, Yeah.
That is a good shout. Yeah, it's this the ability to be able to just sort of take risks, essentially, and not held back by funding and things, like people who don't want you to go down that route because it's not been tried and tested and things like that. So yeah, definitely a good shout, bro. But yeah, who doesn't want to ride around on a skateboard that's actually on fire? That looks pretty damn cool. But yeah, I like the art style. It is very interesting. I like the fact. Don't you think that this just looks physically so sound? It just looks fantastic. The weight of everything. When he pushes off of the ground, it really feels like he's pushing off of the ground like you would in real life, and you get that real push of like a momentum and stuff like that. But yeah, I like how it looks. But if you're not into skate games, that's totally cool. But yeah, like the story aspect brings maybe in some sort of like, maybe you would sort of try it out kind of thing. But yeah, no worries. I know a guy who is into skate games. We'll go to him next. I think I'm right anyway. And that is SuperCoopR. Is that correct? Are you into a bit of skate action, Coop?
I love my skateboard games.
I thought so. You just did buy one recently. You were playing one, so.
Actually, I play. There's another one. What is that one on? I play on my phone all the time. There's. Well, no, that one's coming.
Skatebird, yeah.
It's coming until next year.
Next year, next year.
Oh, okay.
No, there's one on. I can't remember the name of it. There's one on iOS. It's like a side-scrolling skateboard game.
You mentioned that previously. Yeah, I forget the name of it. Yeah.
I play that. It's like my quick pick up and play.
Nice.
Just have my phone handy kind of deal at work or whatever.
That's wicked.
But this looks fantastic. I'm a little, I love the, like Fast was saying, the art style looks amazing. I love the crazy level designs, and I'm just, I want to see how the controls. It's interesting how you can kind of move your feet with the, the trigger and the shoulder buttons, and it's more like Skate than Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk has sort of the button combo.
Right. Good shout.
Control style. This one has more of the twin stick, like Skate style, which is good, but it's just a little different to sort of get a handle on. So I'd be interested.
I did wonder that myself, because I don't know if you noticed, but it's got the controls in there, like you were saying, and I think that's what you were alluding to a second ago, but it's got how you actually control it and move your feet into the right position to do a kick flip or whatever it is.
Right.
So I did catch another video actually, which I didn't download for this, but the developer was talking about it. You actually move your foot to the right position, and then you can do that particular sort of skate move, like let's say a kickflip or whatever. But I wonder how technical that is. Hopefully it's not too technical. Hopefully it's a nice balance on that, if you know what I mean. But
just how intuitive and how he's, it's like Tony Hawk. Like I said, it's one of the beauties. The fun thing about Tony Hawk is it's really easy to pick up and play. It's really easy to sort of get good at that game.
Yes, exactly.
Whereas a game like Skate, or like there's a Skater XL, or there's Session.
Yep.
The twin stick controls are a little harder to sort of grasp at first. They don't. Skate eventually, like once you get it, Skate is, I actually think the better control,
right?
It's just the flow of it, but it's all more or less done with a stick. So whereas this one sort of throws in the shoulder and the trigger button. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But no, it looks awesome. I'm day one for sure. This looks
nice,
like
bro. Good stuff.
I love that there's a little narrative to it. And,
I think that's really cool.
Looks pretty cool.
Definitely brings in something fresh, and because sometimes skate games can get a bit sort of like, kind of not monotonous, but you're doing the same thing, you're getting points, whatever. But bringing that into it, I think that could be something special in a way. But good stuff, buddy. I'm sort of jumping all over the place. I apologize that I'm jumping from people, but I hope you don't mind. But I thought we'd go to VJ next on this one, my friend VJ. If you're at the stance ready, if you're not drinking, you're not making another cup of tea, are you? He's got a flask with him, I think. So what did you think? I think you've played Journey, haven't you, my friend? And how do you feel about mixing Skate with some Journey action? I know it's not really like actual Journey, but it's got a kind of feel of that, hasn't it? If you know what I mean. How do you feel, bro?
Yeah, I'll just be honest with you, and I think the game itself is going to provoke different impressions on it in everyone, right, based on their experience in gaming, right, and that's all very personal, very subjective. So I can't say much to the game itself because I'm only just watching it on your screen and the video link that you sent through. But the last time I did it, the skating was probably back in Jet Set Radio. So prior to that is probably. A little bit further than back was probably the snowboarding sequence in Final Fantasy VII, and if I want to go really far back, it made me recall Horace Goes Skiing on the Spectrum back in the 80s.
That's impressive stuff, my friend. I like that. Spectrum days, I was Commodore 64 actually around that time. I think that was around the same time.
I will tell you one thing though. As soon as I clicked on the link that you sent me, Indy. I don't know what the visuals for Skate. I don't know. They just took me back to the creative vibe when I first saw Mirror's Edge. I know it sounds strange, but like the parkour free running, that game by EA Dice.
Yeah, I remember the game.
I have no idea it kind of just took me back to that.
Yeah, maybe it's the kind of color scheme potentially. Is it the simple because that was just white and red color schemes, wasn't it? This is quite monochromatic almost, like, isn't it? And then it's got pops of color and stuff. Is that the kind of thing, maybe?
Maybe. I'm just telling you sort of my raw impressions.
Sure, no worries.
I thought I'd just tell you the honest truth.
That's what we like. Good stuff, buddy. Yeah, cool. So yeah, you're reserving your sort of takes for when you get more hands on with it, I'm guessing. That is good stuff, bro. But yeah, so you not really you don't really pick up many skate games these days. But do you feel the story aspect might influence you to give it a shot?
Yeah, I mean, I think the game does really look interesting, and it's definitely worth giving a go. Absolutely. I mean, look, to be quite honest with you, if you're picking something, for a specific sort of indie game spotlight for review on or for preview, I guess, impressions on your podcast, then I think that everybody should take notice.
That is very kind of you. You are too kind, my friend. Well, that's,
cup of tea now.
Yeah, I'm blushing now. I don't know what to say. That's very kind, my friend. No, great takes there, buddy. Now I've done myself over now. Infinite Bro, we haven't heard your takes yet, have you, on this? Do you like your skate games? Does this grab you by the ghoulies?
I don't know necessarily I'll play this, but obviously it's a great time to release a skating game with Tony Hawk and Skate Sessions, coming out. It's a good indie take on that genre.
That's right. Yeah,
perfect timing, if anything. I like the idea of his the spin controls for the house. I don't know. I had the clip of it with right now on the screen. You can see the clip of him doing this is more intricate as more of a skate than it is Tony Hawk, which seems to be interesting.
Yeah,
I like the idea of the game giving you more of a reason to skate more than just like points if you're doing it through a storyline. So I think that's a little unique. I think it's interesting.
Definitely, good shout. I like that. Yeah, that's well said. Because that is something, like we said, like. It's I don't know. It's not really lacking that much, but maybe it is for some. That there isn't an incentive to just score points at the end of the day. I know there's story modes, and you pick up, like in Tony Hawk's, you pick up the letters or whatever. You pick up skate the letters, that's fair enough. There are some cool. I'm sure. Coop probably knows, he's playing the game right now. So, but there's probably some cool stuff. But I kind of like that always like that unique take on games anyway. But I think it could be really cool in that regard. So I really like your take on that, Infinite Bro. I think it's coming. It says coming soon, but you never know when coming soon really means, if you know what I mean. But Jeepers, bro, how do you feel about this one? You up for some some Tony Hawk's merged with Journey action, bro?
Well, I'll be honest, I haven't played a skate game since Tony Hawk on PS1.
No worries, bro.
The gameplay isn't what I find intriguing. It's the storytelling. I'm curious about. There's a game called The Inner Friend. It's a I don't know if you know about
I've heard of that. I know that game, I think. Did you review that game? You reviewed it, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, I did.
I knew it. See, that's a bit much of a fan I am.
It's kind of linear like this.
Yeah.
It tells a story as you go.
Yeah.
This looks kind of like that. It's the artistic style is really unique.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I'm curious how the story unfolds.
Usually,
if this is anything like that, it usually has something really unique to tell by the end.
Yeah,
the story, and I love games like that.
Definitely, that's
where they have some special message at the end of the game.
Yeah,
where they tell it, and it's kind of a mystery as each chapter unfolds. And if this is like that, that's awesome. And adding the gameplay with the skating just makes it that much better.
Yeah, because it's I agree. That's really good shout.
A lot of them are just story driven, or sometimes they're just they might have a few puzzles, but they're really just walking simulators.
Yep. Yeah.
But this is kind of unique. and I like that.
Yes, it is most definitely unique, and yeah, good shout, buddy. What was I going to say? Is that the end? No, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, if we take Skater XL for example, I don't know how many of you guys have seen Skater XL. That's like a new indie skate game which came out quite recently. That game, I don't want to slag it off. I shouldn't really say this really, but it just looks bland. I'm sorry to say. It's
very bland.
Yeah, you agree then? Yeah.
I've had it since it's actually been on PC for a while. It just came to console.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's like one little schoolyard, and that's it. And there's just no. I mean, again, it's like an early access title, but and the controls are really odd. It's hard to find a flow with that game for me, anyway.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it kind of like visually, it just looks kind of washed out and flat as well. Like, and it's a bit of a shame, to be honest. But like when you see something like this, that's why this really jumps out at me. It's kind of like edgy, isn't it? And it just like looks really different and cool. And like I said,
it's like an amazing acid trip.
It does.
Not a bad one, a really good one.
A good one, yeah. I love the way he's got that scarf there as well. Just like, he's like a glass man. He needs that scarf to keep him warm, you know.
Just don't fall, man. I'm gonna break.
Skaters don't do acid. It's the marijuana.
That's true. Actually, yeah, that is true. But yeah, no, that's what I love about it. It looks edgy and different, and like you say, perfectly an acid trip in a good way. But embrace it.
And this game is made by one person, right?
It is, yeah. It's made by a guy called Sam Eng. He's from New York, and it's going to be, like I say, set in the underworld of New York kind of thing. Obviously, it doesn't have a resemblance to New York in any way, really, maybe. Yeah, which is the good thing about it. It's kind of different, isn't it? Like I was looking through the comments on Twitter about the game, and there was some new posts where one of them looked a bit more like a skate parky kind of look. One of the clips he showed, because he shows a ton of different clips on there and stuff, which is definitely worth following him for. Which look probably even better than the trailers, to be honest, all the stuff he shows on there. But yeah, like one of them looked a bit more skate parky, and people were like, "Oh no, you're not going away from the feel of the game," because that's what I was hoping it would be. It would be like really different and, you know, underworld, like, you know, like edgy and like not just a skate park kind of thing. I forget the comment they said, but it was along them lines, and there wasn't any response. But I get where they're coming from. They want it to be that kind of crazy game, if you know what I mean, which is cool. I'm pretty sure it is going down. It's not going down the skate park route in the end. It's going to stick to that.
No, it doesn't look like it to me.
Yeah,
I think it posted when he posted it on Twitter. He said it was a live for a simulated parking garage from that's a real location.
Yeah, that was one of the tweets. Yeah, there's a different one to that, but I've seen that one as well, though. Yeah, that is a cool looking clip, though, isn't it? If you're looking at that one. But yeah, just it's cool to get your takes, guys. I think did we do everyone? I think did we do Fastback? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did first. Yeah, but yeah, I'm glad. I know obviously some of you guys are not into skate games, but you know potentially this game is it could bring people into the genre, and yeah.
What about the soundtrack?
The soundtrack is really good. I daren't play it because I'm worried about.
No, but I mean, you know, I haven't had a chance to check out the soundtrack. So.
Yeah, I mean, I could play it, but I'm risky, I suppose. But you never know.
What your thoughts on it, like?
Yeah, my thoughts on it were
stuff like this. You got to have a good soundtrack.
Definite.
You know, the different areas, it puts you in the mood. You know.
Yeah.
It goes with, you know.
Agreed.
Definitely sounded good, and the skating sounds of him being on different pavements sounded pretty good too.
Yeah, they are. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, sound effects really sweet. I just like the weight to it as well. Like when he does the tricks, you can really feel the weight there, and it's almost like, I don't know, it might even be motion capture, but it looks real. You know, the way that he reacts to movements and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I thought we'd bring that up. And anyone in the chat, I should have said earlier, sorry, let me know what you think of Skate Story. How you feel about Skate Story in the chat, guys. guys. We always love to hear what you think about it. So that's the whole point. So yeah, if you're into skate games, if you're not into skate games, if this would get you into skate games, to check it out as maybe something different, kind of more of a story-based game, essentially, with some skate action in there, definitely let us know, because it's always great to hear from you guys. And thanks very much, Marion the Mad, for popping in. We really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Mr. Tushi's in the house as well. Great to see you, bro. Thanks for popping in. And I think that's the new peeps in. If you're not in the chat and you're watching, feel free to pop in the chat. It's always good to see who's in, and thank you everyone who is watching. It means a lot. Cool. So yes, that is a skate story in the bag.
Real quick, they have not announced a platform for this game yet, have they?
I couldn't find it, actually.
No Steam page. There's no
Steam pages there. No, because that was one of the reasons I wanted to kind of just do it quiet. It felt like it was still, needed some, I don't know. Not that we're a massive podcast or anything, but I just wanted to get it out there because it's quite fresh. You know what I mean? But yeah, it definitely could do with a Steam page, couldn't it? Maybe.
I know his other game was on Switch, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Which game was that? Sorry, did you get?
Is it Cube something? I can't remember.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, Cube.
I've never played it, but it looks like a pretty interesting game as well.
Nice. So not a skate game. It's
Zarvot.
Okay, cool.
Zarvot, Zarvot.
I'll have to check that one out then, definitely.
It says a game about cubes.
A game about cubes. That's all you need to know. That is sweet. But yeah, but if you guys, I was going to say, I'll just take that back, because I was going to say, if you guys like what you see, go and give it a wish list on Steam, but you just told me it's not on Steam, so... But yeah, keep an eye out for this one, guys. The best way is to follow the best way you can follow its updates and stuff is on Twitter. Skate Story, you'll find it on Twitter, and give it a follow there. And also, if you do go, there is a website for this game, but I think it's all it is a homepage with a sign up to the email, essentially. So if you did want to do that, you can do that.
Discord and their Twitter page also.
There's a Discord. I did see that. Yeah, definitely. I might have to join that too. So Discord too. Thanks, Fastback, bro. Cool. Yeah. So good stuff. That was fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to some Skate Story action. Anything else you wanted to say about Skate Story, guys, before we move on?
No, I'm good.
No.
I think we've got a lot.
We got some good takes.
In on that. Yeah.
We definitely did.
Highlight.
Cool, guys. I just realised hang on a minute. Where are we? Sorry, this is where
we just need the guy. We need the developer from the game to come in our chat.
Yes, we do. We always love that. That would be cool. Maybe we
podcast.
We get him on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Instead.
Where's Joe from Song of Iron at?
Yeah, definitely. We could definitely get him on sometimes if you like.
Hopefully he's working on the game.
Yeah.
That is one thing. Or he tends to play Rocket League quite a lot, as if you might have noticed that in the Discord, he's always on Rocket League. But that's it's all like learning, isn't it? You've got to experience gaming, and then it goes into the game. There's an excuse for him anyway. But yeah, cool. So we're going to move on from Skate Story there, guys. I was going to actually see if there's any comments about it. So yeah, I think HDK said it looks neat and unique. Definitely, my man. And cool. Okay, this is me trying to do a transition as usual. I mess these ones up. So, okay, next topic, guys. We're getting into the juice of the podcast. We're getting into the meat. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'm going to just bring this bad boy up. I'm just going to put that. Just going to put that on in the background. Just before I go on, this is Alien Hominid Invasion, guys, that I'm putting on in the background. It's not related to the topic we're doing at the moment, but it's just some gameplay. It is a game I've played over. I forgot to say what I've been playing over the last month, actually. Thinking about it. But yeah, this is one of the games I played over the last month. Played Art of Rally as well. But yeah, just pop that up, and we're going to go into the main topic of this podcast. Basically, it's gonna get gloves off, essentially. If you're fighting for the AAA side, then it's all good. It's all good because it's going to be a debate. But no, we're basically going to chat about the main topic, which is indie games versus AAA games. It's not a heated debate. Essentially, it's just a chat about what the thing that you think that essentially the differences are between them. We're going to, I'm just going to put it out there as quite a sort of open topic. It's intentionally vague, so you guys can interpret it as you will. So yeah, like I say, basically, what is the difference between AAA games and indie games? You can interpret that as how they play, the production, anything you like, and we'll delve into all of that goodness. But yeah, guys, in the chat, I got to remember this time, let me know what you think the differences are between indie games and AAA games. I would love to know what you think, as well as what we are about to say. So yeah, I'm gonna. So who wants up first? I think VJ's gagging for this topic. I think. Cool. We'll start with VJ on this one. So yeah, we're gonna. It's like I said, it's quite open, my friend. So feel free to talk how in whatever way you want. Just go into any detail you wish. But yeah, what do you feel like in today in 2020 the differences are between indie games and AAA games, my friend?
I'll come at it a little bit left field.
No worries. That's totally cool, bro.
So, since I joined Twitter, it's been quite interesting. I do notice that there's a constant dialogue trying to define what exactly is an indie studio and how do you categorize an indie dev. I understand like the go-to perception when someone mentions indie games, in terms of like a small unencumbered team or an individual like Joe. I think he's making Song of Iron. So
yes,
creating the game creating the game that they want to make with little to no publisher involvement. But all in all, games are sort of made. Those indie games are, the perception is that they're made within a smaller scope, lower production values, clear focus and direction, modest budgets, and creative and artistic freedom. Right. So, and for a lot of gamers, that means for me anyway, that means experiencing a game exactly as the creator intended, in its purest form, untouched and unspoiled. In my opinion, none of it really matters. It's always to the extent to which, how can I put it, any video can sort of engage the user or the player's imagination. That's paramount, not necessarily the technology or the budget or any of that stuff. I mean, it goes back as far as stories by the fire or drawing on walls or even sort of rolling dice, right? But then you've got like AAA, right? So a typical AAA publisher, developer, produced game, whilst it's seemingly creative and they have all the bells and whistles, they will have had some prerequisites dictated to them. And they are being creative, but definitely they're being creative in defined parameters, right? In influence, and which are constantly implied and imposed by dozens of stakeholders in the form of finance, production, sales, marketing, PR, and even more so today, I would say analytics, right? Having said that, in my honest opinion, any external studio or individual that is surviving from game to game and is reliant on either personal and or external funding for a project, typically via publisher, is an indie dev. Size, I would say, is also irrelevant to a degree. Be it a single individual like Joe working away on his passion project, Song of Iron, or 50 individuals that make up a studio, say someone akin to sort of like Obsidian, right, before they were bought by Xbox. Vanillaware is another studio, right, that is made up of about 40 devs, sort of a very close-knit, made up of very close-knit friends that I think that used to work, well, I do know actually, that worked at SNK and Capcom before a lot of changes happened to those studios, all based in Osaka. So it's not like a regional thing. It's happening all over the world. I would class them as indie devs. Obsidian were one bad game or one unscrupulous publisher away from closing their doors. Bethesda nor Take-Two treated them, I would say, particularly respectfully or with good intentions. But now you've got Obsidian, right? And that's now categorized as a potential AAA studio in the making, since they're not just part of a publisher, but a platform holder. But regardless of money worries being set aside, being part of a big company, it also has its implications, as I mentioned, but they're short, medium, and long term, right? There is, however, one key differentiator here. Vanillaware needed monthly or sometimes quarterly payments to keep projects proceeding, and they must hit milestones. And I've known the owner to dip into his own pocket as well, right, to give his team breathing space when he didn't want publishers interfering. But for that was a period in which he wanted the team to be creative and produce new concepts unhindered. So Joe, for example, and I'm just using him as an example. I don't know the guy, so
that's fair enough.
Use it as an example. However, he comes across as somebody. This is pure speculation on my part, right? So no one sue me or anything. He's relying on self-funding, and he has managed to effectively be his own boss. But all he's doing is deferring the requirement of funds. We all need to recoup at some point, but how long before life or family events dictate how he continues or finishes up his project, or any developer for that matter? I said one key differentiator, but I was actually misleading you there a little bit. In fact, it's arguably semantics, right? Where almost all of us are dictated to by tangible or intangible force, right, in life, at one point or another, right? So I would say, as I said, I'm just using Joe as an example. I don't know the guy or anything about his business, but anyway, that's my take on it.
Wow, bro, that's fantastic.
You need a mic drop sound
yeah.
effect for that one.
Yeah. That's what VJ does. VJ is the man.
Great
awesome.
on every podcast.
I mean,
he's on fire always.
Wow.
Yeah, he never has a way to articulate. There's no doubt about that. He can talk all day.
Yeah, no, that's why we love you, VJ. That's why I said you're gagging for this one, just because I know you really know your stuff, bro, and you're great at articulating, like Infinite said here. You put it into words so well, bro, and it's always a pleasure to listen to. So great answer, my friend. And yeah, no, it is a factor that it's the freedom, and that the people are kind of like held back from. I believe that's a strong thing. Versus in the versus factor, the AAA games are it funnels down requirements from the top, and they do get to be creative developers, but they don't get to dictate maybe the direction or something like that, if you see what I mean. I think that's where you were saying as well. I totally agree with that. But I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to pass it over to who's up for it next. So put your hand up and then you just grab it. Who wants this one next? Go for it, my man.
I'll just reiterate what VJ said. I mean, obviously the smaller studio is not going to be as financial and technical know-how as a larger studio, so their projects are going to be smaller in scale. But the obvious thing would be the passion. I mean, one of these guys that are these indie developers, they're going to have that passion to create that game. They have an idea and they have a certain want for it, and it's not going to be tamed or changed by some higher up that says, no, we're not going to do this or we're not going to do that. This is the way this game should be. Something that's, like you said earlier, tried and proven. But that's what I'd go. I mean, take Doom for instance. I know back then there was only indie developers, but if it wasn't for the original two guys that created Doom, we wouldn't have Doom now, nor a lot of creative direction since then.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's great. Great shout, my friend. So as in, if I push you further on that one, I think if you don't mind, I might push you further on some of these guys. So with regards to actually the results of an indie game versus a AAA game, what do you feel like differences are? Do you feel there are differences in the actual results of the game or anything like that? And for that, I'm pushing that to you, but if you don't want it, we can slide it across.
Sorry, can you repeat that for me?
Do you feel like the results as in the what the actual end product is? Do you feel like AAA games versus indie games end product? What do you feel like the difference is? Do you feel there is any difference, or is it just in the production side of things?
Oh, well, the result is going to be what the person who created the game's vision of the vision, or his vision of the game is going to be. So the way it ends up is the way he wanted to end up. So is that what you mean? I mean, if it's a larger studio,
use No Man's Sky as an example.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly. Good shout. Can I push that one back to VJ, if that's all right, just quickly, and then we'll get back to you guys. Do you feel like the end result of a AAA game versus the end result of an indie game, do you feel there is a difference in what a game feels like or anything like that, VJ? It's a bit of a weird question, but I'm just curious if you've got anything on that.
As I said, it purely comes down, games are completely subjective, right? You were talking about skateboarding or shoot 'em ups or side-scrolling platformers, and I still wake up in the morning thinking of Ghouls and Ghosts.
That's what Daz. Yeah. Yeah.
But as I said, I think it's purely down to how a game captures your imagination, how it engages you, how it makes you feel. It could be anything. It could be a board game, it could be a video game, it could be $100 million game, or it could be $1 million game. It really, to me, it makes no difference here. But what I will say is that the tech that's available these days, and that's upcoming, is just an incredible canvas for even people just to play around with. I won't mention any names, but I was speaking to somebody on one of the podcasts that I was on, and he said, you know what, I don't feel like a creative, but some of these tools, they make me feel like a creative. And suddenly you think you're not creative, you think you're not a designer, you think you're not an artist, but you can be. It's deep down within everybody. And it's just a question of being able to express yourself as best you can. I've known people that have worked at Commodore back in the day fixing power supplies. I've known people in QA, and I know that's pretty a common one, that have ended up going on to either be technical artists, the communication between art and concept art and art that goes in the game. And not a lot of people talk about technical artists, but they're some of the best people in a game studio that you can find, because they are the link, right, to make your game look as good as possible and pushing the boundaries. And they are the communication, right, that's needed between teams that often falls apart because historically there has always been, so, hey, this is the art, this is the way I've drawn it, this is the environment, this is how it needs to look.
Yep.
And code is saying, well, this is really difficult. And then the technical artists in there are fantastically important. But I'm really apologize. I think I've just gone astray.
No. You are always a pleasure to listen to, my friend, so don't you worry. That's great. No, I like all those takes. That's definitely awesome, my friend. Yeah, and sorry for pushing it back your way, but I just thought it might be interesting to find out that. And I was sort of taking it off you, and for that, did you have anything to say more? Because I love what you said already, my friend. It was fantastic. I mean, is there anything else you wanted to add about how you feel indie games and AAA games differ?
No, I'm sorry. No, that's good. I mean, pretty much VJ hit right on the nail.
He always does. Don't feel like you don't have to say anything there, because your takes are really valid, and we love hearing what you want to say. So he hits it on the head, but I'm sure you'll have your own take as well. So unless you don't want to anything else, you're all good. We'll pass over if
I'm good.
You're all good. Cheers, Infinite. Awesome stuff. Okay, let's move on to. Let's go with SuperCoop, I think. I'm just going random today. Sorry, guys. I'm just keeping you on your toes. I'm just being like, who shall I assassinate? Bang! This is like my sniper rifle or something.
I was biting my nails. Don't pick me.
Yeah.
My hot dogs.
Yeah. So, Coop, my man, I know you probably have some good takes on this, but I feel like you're an open-minded gamer in general. But what do you reckon to indie games versus AAA games, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, I guess again, VJ nailed it. Infinite good take. I think it is. We talked about like what makes an indie game. In last month's show, and I think again it comes down to creative freedom, but it's sort of gotten blurred a little bit. I think that there are some AAA titles that are pushing the boundaries a little more. But again, they're also, like VJ said, that they're sort of a you hold into the higher ups that they have market research and they have this and that and like analytics and stuff that they have to sort of adhere to. You look at a game like Last of Us 2 that just came out that sort of pushed the boundaries a little bit and just got roasted before the game even hit the market and before anybody even actually played the game.
Yes.
And so they just have to be really they have to recoup so much money because they have such bigger budgets and whatnot, whereas an indie title can sort of take those risks and still have some, but it's not going to be magnified on Twitter and in the media like something like Last of Us 2 is gonna a big AAA title is gonna get roasted if they mess up or just piss one person off, it seems like nowadays. And so it is nice about indies that they can kind of fly under the radar, take chances, and not just with narrative stuff too, with mechanics.
Definitely.
There can be a mechanic that that an indie game can sort of explore. And look at a game like Celeste or something. They can play with a different like gameplay mechanic that a AAA title is not going to touch, because they sort of have to keep it to appeal everybody. They don't want to go, oh, what is this? What am I doing here?
Yeah, like often they'll cause sometimes they'll use control systems which are the same in AAA, but like they have to stick to that control system because it's the same as their other franchise or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit.
I mean, like a game like Madden. Madden tries to mix it up with mechanics every once in a while, and they get roasted for it. They're like, oh, why did you change this? Why did you?
Yeah.
And you hear about it all over the place. Whereas an indie title can just kind of explore different mechanics, different
definitely.
That Skate Story we just saw, where you can take a skateboard game and throw it in the underworld. I mean, it's they're not going to do that with Tony Hawk,
Yeah.
And, so it's that's it's that creative freedom. I think that's what differentiates the the indies from for the most part. Again, it sort of gets blurred every now and then. Games, the AAAs do sometimes push it, but it's obviously at a higher risk, so you don't see it as much, but you do see it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like they can be more brave, can't they? The indies, they can just go down any route, like you say with Celeste. It's like cool mechanics as well, blended with like anxiety as a theme that running through it. Like it's just not many AAAs would be brave enough to go down that route, I don't think. Like Hellblade was brave enough to go down like the psychosis route and stuff like that at the time. And it's cool that they're going to still be carrying on with that franchise, and that's still a brave avenue to go down. But they've obviously tried and tested it slightly now with their original. But yeah, it's just great to see those kind of games being done, because it's innovation, isn't it, at the end of the day, and just fresh ideas keeps it interesting for sure. Yeah, great stuff. That was Coop. That was a really great answer, buddy. Anything else you wanted to add to that? So if I keep saying that, anything else you want to add? But I just like hearing your takes.
No,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You're all doing awesome stuff. And let's go for Jeepers, my man. What you got to say about this? I'm interested to hear, bro.
My view got distorted on this when Microsoft bought a couple of the my favorite studios.
I like your angle you're going with. This is good.
When they bought Double Fine, one of my favorite studios. And when they also bought Ninja Theory.
Yep.
It distorted it. It's like, what do you call an indie?
Yeah, exactly. That was the topic last month. Yeah, what is an indie game now?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I wasn't here.
No, that's right. You should have been.
Sorry.
It's so good, brother. We'll redo it for you.
Well, no, let me go even more in depth into that.
Yeah, definite.
I think the genre itself, since it's gone AAA. Since Microsoft has purchased these, you now have essentially endless funds. You know what I mean? Capable of these independent studios who still have small teams. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Essentially small teams.
Yep.
They're still technically indies.
Yeah.
Independent studios. But I think the genre needs to be kind of like rethought of. You know what I mean? Not the AAA and indie needs to be two separate genres. They should never be combined again. So, like how Obsidian is kind of moving to AAA, and Ninja Theory is kind of moving over with Hellblade.
Yep.
AAA. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, take this game for instance. What is this game called again?
That we're watching at the moment.
Yeah.
Alien Hominid Invasion.
So, this I would always look at and go, this is an indie game.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep, sure.
Now, even if a studio purchased. Okay, so even if a big studio like Microsoft made this, I would still think of it as an indie game.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? Even with the massive amount of money.
That's interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think that the genre itself, even if it's got mass amounts of money behind it, should still be considered an indie. Even if it's just done by an independent studio. Kind of like that it's done right now.
So you're saying if it's got a lot of money, so you're saying, for example,
the money doesn't make a difference anymore.
Okay. So you're more about it as a cultural thing?
Yes, exactly.
So should indies be classified maybe as like a passion projects then? Independent of the big picture or whatever they're mainly working on?
Sure. Technically, that would work.
I mean, you saw that from Ninja Theory when they did what's that multiplayer game?
Ori and the Will and the Wisp is the perfect example.
That's what I was just going to bring up a minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I mean?
So that's to you. That's
technically could be a AAA, but I still consider it an indie.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like as I've said before, I think on the podcast, they are still an independent studio in my opinion, but the IP is owned by Microsoft, so that confuses it out.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy, you know what I mean? But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's still considered, the genre should still be considered indie and always should be.
Yeah. So
that doesn't make it a bad thing though either. So.
No, not at all.
Yeah. I get what I think. You know, I want to use Ubisoft as an example.
Yep.
Like Ubisoft's, you can look at like, and I enjoy. I mean, I'm guilty. I enjoy a lot of Ubisoft titles, but if you look at it on, you know, all their titles sort of fit the same mold.
Yeah.
You know, they sort of have the, you know, they're all kind of doing they've kind of gone with that games as a service, everything. You know, you don't see a lot of like, I don't know, real creativity anymore. I mean, not that the games aren't good and fun and beautiful, and you know, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey is just gorgeous game and a lot of fun. The combat's great, but the story's pretty generic. You know, they're all, and you can kind of cookie cutter all of the Ubisoft divisions, the kind of the same thing.
Definitely.
They all sort of have this same, you know, sort of
formula.
Can only do so many times.
Yeah, and they're all done, and you know, not to say there's not people in those studios that have passion, but it's not really like a passion it's not a focused, like, you know, there's not one person that's sort of oh, this is my dream to make this game. You know, this is just like, you know, you have a team of hundreds of people sort of all doing their own little separate piece of this thing, you know, to create this kind of games, you know, game as a service. And not to say they're bad. Again, you know, I enjoy the heck out of all, you know, a lot of the Ubisoft games, but I think that is a huge, you know, difference. And I hope that Microsoft Studios doesn't go down that route. I don't want them to have this cookie. I think that Microsoft has done a good job of sort of, and PlayStation, Sony as well. Sony's, you know, done a great job with their studios of kind of letting them, you know, do their thing, and you know, you get games like God of War, Last of Us, and you know, Ghost of Tsushima. Well, I guess that's not a first party, but you know what I mean. They you know, they've sort of, you know, had the hands off approach to them and letting these studios sort of do their thing, but with a, you know, comfortable budget, if you will.
Exactly.
Where.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, and like, you know, Ninja Theory, for example, I mean, they were, you know, if you watch their developer diaries, which are great, I recommend to anybody. Yeah, some great stuff. But you can see that there was this sort of anxiety. There was a lot riding on Hellblade. That was a passion project, and it was you know, they were going, you know, sort of doing something that nobody had ever done before, you know, sort of addressing mental illness and stuff. And you know, there was a little, you know, bit of concern about like, you know, what's going to happen here. Like this could make or break their studio kind of deal. And for them to go, you know, to have such success and, you know, create this amazing game, but now have, you know, the support from Microsoft to say, you know, we love what you guys did. Here you go, boom, you know, do it again. Just, you know, and I think that, you know, from their, you know, interviews and stuff, that they are in a comfortable spot now, and it sort of allows them the creative freedom to keep it going and
that's the beauty of
independent vision.
Definitely, that's the beauty of how they're giving them the creative freedom. Like that could go seriously bad, couldn't it? If they were, like we're going to sign all these devs up on that, and then just not give them creative freedom, and they could just go wrong.
It's that creative freedom.
So, that's the words, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that creative freedom.
Yeah.
That
absolutely,
definitely.
Because you sign up with EA. You don't have that creative freedom.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
Ubisoft, EA, they're just they're like soul crushers.
Yeah. It's true.
Well, you had a couple
studio killers.
A Way Out, wasn't that?
That was
publish that?
Hazelight. No, that was EA. That was pretty decent.
Published.
Okay.
They published that game though, right?
It was
the one where the yarn.
Yeah, that was EA as well. So they have done well as EA Originals. Those ones are called. So the A Way Out was done by Hazelight, the developer. No, that was EA. That so you'll get that in EA Play in a few days, I believe, when it goes into Game Pass.
Maybe that would be a better way of explaining an indie game is just creative freedom with your game.
Yeah. So you're saying sorry, I wasn't sure what side you were on. I know you explored it there, Jeepers. What I don't want to know your side. Bigger side, yeah. And stand there with a flag. So you're saying that
I'm always on the side of indies, man. Come on.
I know. Oh yeah, I know that. So, but I just wondered whether. Let's just give a few examples then. So you're saying that Ori and the Will of the Wisps is still indie? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I would consider it an indie, even though it's got an infinite amount of behind it.
Well, the thing is, I think, I suppose they have got it at their disposal if they need it. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, if that studio was running out of cash, I mean.
Yeah. The thing is, I think they still they do run as an independent developer, but there's only one way of actually knowing. But is actually to get their get their accounts and have a look. But yeah, it's tricky to know, isn't it? The ins and outs of it. But like you say, we said earlier, a cultural thing. But it's kind of in the clues in the name. It's independent, isn't it? So you're independent of a publisher, kind of thing. Then again, so you do get people who are indie developers who have publishers. We're sort of moving over to a slightly different topic at the moment, but
like I said, they distorted my view.
Yeah. Well, that's because they're doing a good job. I would say they're doing a good job of allowing creative freedom within the ranks, kind of thing. And like Double Fine would never have signed up to Microsoft if they weren't giving them that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because Double Fine loved their freedom, so they make some crazy games.
They remastered Full Throttle, Day of the Tentacle.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Classic.
Definitely, bro. Yeah. No, they are a great team, but they don't do the publishing anymore, though. Obviously, I don't believe. I think that Double Fine Productions is closed, isn't it? I think. I think so. Anyway, they're probably a clash. That's a clash of interests between them, if you know what I mean. But yeah, obviously. Oh, where are we going? Oh, sorry, that's it. I've just let one of my videos. That's Inception. You'll see on the screen in a minute. One of my videos inside of a video. Anyways, but so you're saying So basically, you feel like. Okay, let's bring it back to the topic. So, indie games versus AAA games. You feel like it's just a hard thing to determine. Is that what you're saying, G? Because it's kind of like it's blurred.
It got distorted.
Yeah.
I think kind of blended.
Is that? Definitely does. But where do you have you don't know where to fall anymore? Is that what you're saying, kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a good point, because I don't know where to fall.
But not that it really matters, but
the conclusion that it's creative freedom.
Yes, that is most definitely. I always think that comes down to that. I mean, independence as well is, it's a word, and it falls in line with creative freedom. It's it's independence from other people messing up your vision, basically coming in and saying, you need to do this, take this route because it will make us more money essentially. Well, actually, no, maybe I want to have some sort of artistic satisfaction, if you see what I mean. Like a developer might want, they have that kind of thing that they want to do as well. They don't just want to make money at the end of the day. They want to make some money, obviously, but obviously they want to have the satisfaction from the artistic side of things. So I think that's a big part of indie games and the AAA versus indie games thing. I feel like, in AAA games, there's a lot of developers working in different sections, and they're just taking parts of games. They're just doing a very isolated part of a game. Like Joe said from Song of Iron, he said he worked on just literally that animation, and he did that other thing. You know what I mean? He did literally a part of Halo, kind of. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you don't see the vision.
Yeah, so that's not really a vision. Obviously, I don't expect him to just come along and say, I'm going to do this with Halo and do whatever, but that's you have to work your way up to that. But at the same time, it's all different people putting together their visions, and then too many cooks spoil the broth, in my opinion. But that's another thing. But so I mean, how do you feel like development differences make the game's end result differently? Do you feel like that has a big factor, you guys, or do you feel like the development processes have a factor on the end result, or anyone?
I mean, some of the small developers that we talk to, definitely they don't have the money behind them, and how they, as far as development process, how they can determine, work that out.
Yeah, they
do.
So I was just going to say, like the guy you spoke to the other day from AJ, he said they unlocked some money, didn't they? Yeah, so he had some restrictions with the
definitely with Battletoads,
with the story, didn't he? And then they unlocked a bit of money for him, so there is some restriction in that regard.
Yeah,
I feel like they listen to the gamers a little more about their game, take more
independence. Definite.
Yeah, because they have that freedom to be able to have an open dialogue with gamers.
Exactly.
Like Jove, he comes in.
Yeah.
He talks about his game. He listens to our opinion.
Exactly.
On NOG we had what's his name? I think his name was Mike, but he was from the studio that's doing the new Retro Mania Wrestling.
Okay, cool.
He's open. He comes out and he shows this and that. He listens to people's feedback, and that has an effect on, maybe throughout the development process. And you see that a little bit more. There's some of that on the bigger studios. Some of them have started to be a little bit more open somewhat.
Yeah.
They might be on Twitch showing off some gameplay here and there, so they see the input from people in the chats and stuff like that. But then you still have betas, and that you jump in there and you play, then you give your feedback to help throughout the development process before launch.
Definitely. No, I think that's a really good point, actually. Because you've got Discords and stuff like that, and in Discord, like Joe's saying, like in the Song of Iron Discord, he's always like throw any ideas out there. I think he even has a section where you can put your ideas forward. Obviously he doesn't guarantee that he's going to put them into process, but he's open-minded, and he likes people's ideas and stuff like that. I think that is definitely a thing that is it's not just with with him. There's a lot of independent developers that do that kind of stuff, put out that kind of option for people to put their voice forward and become and there's also like in the way of people who fund the game. So when you do Kickstarter and stuff like that, sometimes like if people donate towards the game when it's in that stage, then they get their name on the credits and that kind of thing. I know it's slightly different, but like in Hollow Knight, they had like characters named after people who was early backers of the game and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. It's like accessible, isn't it? Like indie games are just sort of like reachable in that way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you don't have to go through a PR person.
Yeah, that's true. Definite. Yeah, that's always.
And that's what the guy AJ was saying, that
Oh yeah.
He's like, well, y'all wanted to talk Battletoads, and we could have gone through Rare to do all that. It's like, nah, he told Rare, nope, I want to talk about it, and I'll go on different podcasts, and that's my choice. So they allowed him to do that. So.
Yeah, that is really cool. He's a great guy as well. It was a great interview. Check out the NLG podcast, guys. Link is in the description under Fastback, and check out their podcast after you're here, obviously. But yeah, they had AJ from
shameless plug.
Shameless plug, yeah. Yeah, it was a good interview on their podcast, so definitely check that bad boy out if you haven't already. Yeah, so cool. Anything else you guys wanted to say about the AAA indie debate before we move on to the next and potentially the final topic, maybe?
Well, real quick, I haven't, been able to talk to some of these developers, that we've had on a couple times. Like one guy, he was a engineer at AMD.
Right. Okay.
Oh wow.
And he's always had a passion for gaming. He had no experience on the graphical art or the coding and all that. He slowly started getting into the coding himself, and then started learning from people. Like he's in Austin, and so there's a big gaming community there, right? So every once in a while, a couple of people, people that have the experience with developing, they all gather like at a cafe, and they'll share their experience with each other. They'll even help each other make a game. Like sometimes they'll even make a quick game, while they're there.
Yep.
So, and then we had another guy on that, he was a graphic artist, kind of like Joe.
Right.
He worked on the Old Republic, the MMO one.
Okay, cool.
He showed us some of his artwork and stuff like that, and but he wanted to do more. Like we're saying that some of these big studios, you work there, you're there, you have one job pretty much, and that's all you're gonna do because it's all one big team, it's all for a franchise, and that's it. So this guy, he decided to mess around and start doing his own thing. He didn't know coding. He learned a little bit on his own, but again, there's a community out there that you can reach out there to help. And some people might charge you a little bit, but some people will just do it for free. So you have someone who can help with your coding, someone can help with your sound, your audio, and just different stuff that that you don't know. And like y'all were brought up earlier, that if anybody has a passion, anybody can make a game. It's just a matter of going out there and giving it a try.
Together.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
But lately you see more, like Microsoft, how they've acquired some of these studios, right? But they've given them that creative freedom to, create a indie game, if you want to call it, along with the AAA games that they're also working on. So I think, in some ways, for me, indie games are, I prefer because, if you're a family man, you're working, a lot of these indie games you can pick up and play and get done in a few hours, but they still can have that same impact on you as a big AAA game,
Well put.
Yeah.
Just because they're smaller doesn't mean that you won't get that same experience or big impact. So that's why I kind of look at it. So sometimes I prefer an indie game because I can play 2 or 3 and get done, and I'm like, man, that was great.
Yeah.
And then and as like here coming up here soon, you got Legion, you got Valhalla, you got Cyberpunk. Those games are gonna take me a long time to finish. Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy them while I'm playing, but I still got a lot of these little indie games that I could play and just enjoy them as much as those. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, out of them, Cyberpunk's going to be the only one I take on.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, got to choose wisely.
Really looking forward to Cyberpunk.
That would be a cool game, definitely. That's for sure. But yeah, no, that was awesome, Fastback. I really like what you said there, bro. Great stuff as always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, lots to look forward to. It's becoming AAA season, isn't it? Well, it is now, actually. We are pretty much in it.
Like I said,
oh, hello?
Yeah, this is the season, the time of the year.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Big guns come out.
Definitely. And then the, yeah. Then
but
next
like
gen.
I was saying earlier, like you were saying, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. This generation, they've seen the importance of having indies a part of their platform.
Most definitely.
And it's grown more. And so when you, like I said, when you see Xbox bring on these studios and they still allow them to develop some passion projects along with the AAA, it just goes to show that indie games are a force to be reckoned with. They're a big part of gaming. So
definitely. Okay, we've got a little bit of time actually. If you guys are okay for the 2 hours, we won't go over 2 hours if you like. We'll go a bit fast. Is that all good with you guys? Go? Yep.
Absolutely.
Lovely
2
stuff.
2 hour, 3 hour tour. Whatever.
Let's do 3 hours. Fuck it. That's the first time.
If Mike was here, it'd be 3 hours.
Yeah, that is a fact. We'll just go with the flow then, guys. I love you all. I was actually going to throw this one in there because it was sort of leading on from what you were just saying, and I think it might be interesting. If it's not that great, we'll just put it in the dirt and then move forward. But I just wondered, it's not actually on the main list, so it's on the overflow list, as you might have seen. But I was wondering if because you were just talking about, it sort of made me think, let's bring this one up. And it's I was wondering, what does next gen mean for indie games? Again, this is quite a wide kind of open topic. What does next gen mean for indie games, and who do you think, as an additional, and who do you think is doing the best job of supporting indies? I'll say that all again because I said that completely broken. What does next gen mean for indie games, and who is doing the best job of supporting indies out of the platforms, would you say? Feel free to attack that as you will. And who would like to start? I think Infinite. I think he's gagging for it. I think he's got that. It keeps flashing. So I'm
breathing heavily in the mic.
Yeah, he's deep breathing. That definitely means he's ready. Yeah, you all good for it, Infinite, buddy? That question?
Yeah, good. Absolutely. So next gen. I mean, I don't expect it to be any worse than it was for them. I believe it'd probably be easier to code the next gen, isn't it? And they were talking about that for developers themselves being easier to code for these next gens. So
that's good.
Obviously, be a straight port between Steam and PlayStation, and then again on Xbox. So hopefully that means more people develop on those platforms, and we'll get those games rather than just seeing them on Steam.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, I think. And what was the other question? Second part of it, I'm
sorry?
So
the follow-on for that was, and who do you believe, or who do you feel is doing the best job of supporting indies at the moment?
I would say Xbox, but that was 360 era too. I mean, they always had that live arcade. I mean, yeah, they had that. Well, before that, I think the precursor to the preview program, they had that community games, which was only developed by a couple people. I think it had its special terms to it.
Yeah.
And then they had the indie or the live arcade. They had just the regular indie game title. They were showing out.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, Xbox has always, and I probably would say will continue because they have so many games that are in that preview program that are still being developed while they're being released of a sort of beta. Say, by now while we're still in development, in your opinions and wants will be met or be taken into account, so you can help us develop this game and make it better.
Definitely, good shout, bro. Yeah, I mean, like we said on last podcast, we covered the idea Xbox the milestone, which they've got 2,000 indie games in production at the moment, which are upcoming through the idea Xbox program. So that's a pretty damn great amount of number of games which are on the way through idea Xbox. So yeah, good shout on that. So you feel like Xbox are doing a good job? Would you include Xbox/PC on that? I'm guessing. Would you?
No, I would say Steam does a phenomenal job, especially those indie humble bundles that they always. I don't know if that's included with Steam, but Steam always has a lot of reviews on indie games.
So you're sort of bringing Steam into there as well, kind of thing. Like you do, because Steam's not exactly tied in at the moment. Unless I'm mistaken, but like it's Steam is more like a separate thing at the moment. Do you feel like do you envisaging Steam becoming part of it, like maybe Game Pass on Steam or anything like that? Is that what you're sort of hinting towards there? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I would totally agree that Xbox are doing a fantastic job. Good stuff, bro. Yeah.
I think Xbox vets their indies a little better than Steam or
just a good point.
Nintendo or even Nintendo Switch. They've got some trash on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll put anything on there.
Yeah, it's true.
On Steam, man.
Yeah, that's why you do have to subscribe to this channel. You get, the curated content.
Yeah,
but it's true though. There is a lot out there, and there's not all great stuff. But hate to say it, but it's true. And yeah, curated content is a good thing, because like when you see, like for example, that's why the the Switch, when they have their indie worlds and stuff like that, that's why that's always good, because that's more curated, isn't it? That's like a 15 games or whatever that they've put together.
But searching through some of that trash.
But searching though, yeah.
It's like, what is this? How did it even get on the platform?
One person's trash may be another person's treasure.
Yeah,
that's true. Wow. Yeah, you love that hentai simulator or whatever it is. Shower with your dad or whatever. Whatever it is, you definitely get some of that stuff in Steam. That's a fact as well.
Yeah.
I love Steam though, but I kind of like it for that.
No, Steam's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But wow.
Yeah, there's.
Didn't Switch have something about panties or?
Yeah.
Panties with a weapon or something like that?
Brilliant. Yeah.
Well, that was the gal gun.
Love it. So Jeepers, who do you feel like is doing the best job of supporting indies at the moment, my man?
At the end or at the moment, I would say Xbox vets them the best.
Yeah.
If I was reviewing indies, I would say Steam.
Yeah.
Because you get it's easier to get codes.
I know what you mean, bro. That's why I love
Not
PC.
easier to get codes, but
well, it's just simpler though with Keymail or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like give me a Steam code.
That's just because they don't always give out on. They only give to a certain platform sometimes, don't they, for some random reason?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's nothing really to do with, just to clarify for people. That's not anything to do with Steam, but it's just the platform. But I like.
But I think, like I said,
I like the reasoning though. But yeah,
there might be some content creators out there.
That's true. Yeah. So you feel like Xbox is doing a good job, and you like.
I just think they vet better. The only thing I wish, no disrespect to Ratalac, but
oh god, yeah.
Those games aren't the greatest.
They aren't. No.
They're just achievement.
That is what they're made for, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Getting,
quick achievements.
Yeah. It's a shame, but yeah.
I loved them when I was achievement hunting, but I gave up on that. So
Daz knows all about those bad boys.
Yeah. Hey, Daz showed me them.
Oh right, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you liking the liking Xbox for that one. I also what do you feel like? Do you feel like next gen means for indie games? Do you feel like there's going to be any big changes anything like that?
I think games have a lot of potential for next gen.
Yep.
I think they're going to take off even more than they already have.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, there's more scope, isn't there? And they're on a good trajectory at the moment, aren't they? So, yeah. It's becoming bigger and bigger, which is awesome to see. So do you feel like the actual games themselves are going to become more sophisticated and things like that, or just you feel like they're going to become more dominant?
I feel like they're already more. I wouldn't say dominant than the AAA, but there's so many out there. People are trying them now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But the games are getting they're blurring the lines.
Yeah.
So good. You know what I mean? Like Hellblade's a perfect example. When Outer Worlds came out, perfect example. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definite.
There's a new, what is it called? Remothered.
Oh yeah, I know the one. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really hard to tell. That's not a AAA. Well, you could tell, but
yeah,
but it's good. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at Bright Memory.
Yeah, exactly.
One guy.
Yeah, like that's amazing that guy did that.
Yep. And what's that other game? The Black Dust or whatever it's called? Not Black Dust, something else. That Japanese or Chinese game that came out recently.
Journey to the West, was it, or something?
What was that? Sorry, VJ?
Journey to the West or something?
No. Oh, was it that one? I don't know. Let me just search it a second.
It's the only one I can remember where he morphed into that's such a big studio.
Oh, it's Black. It's Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah, that new one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like an indie as well. So that looks
Absolutely
incredible. Yeah.
Character morphs into a bee and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. I don't think I've seen that one.
That sounds cool.
Animals. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I did see that one, actually. I saw that on the FC Violence show, I think. Yeah, I did see that.
Got it.
And it's based on the novel Journey to the West.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, Black Myth Wukong is the one I was talking about. Is that, you're talking about a different one, aren't you, Vishay?
No, that is the one I'm talking
about.
It's
the same one, is it?
Yeah, it's based on the novel.
Oh,
Journey
sorry,
to the West.
I'm slow. I'm very slow.
There are other creatures.
Brilliant.
Traverse the tree and so forth. So yeah, that's the one.
Brilliant. Yeah, it looks fantastic, that game, doesn't it? Is that up your street, VJ?
Which one?
Yeah, Black Myth Wukong.
Character?
Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, no, it looks. The thing is, there's a lot of games being developed over there in China. They're just popping up as and when.
Yeah.
And there's so much going on over there. If this is a taste of what's to come, then I think we're all in for a really good generation of gaming.
Definitely.
For indies?
I'm sorry?
For indies, like just from
Japan and Asia.
Yeah, from
indies Asia wise, like.
Sorry, I didn't quite.
South Korea does more like online, right?
I think that each territory, whether it's Japan, whether it's Korea, whether it's China, I think China have a lot more freedom. The governments do have lots of considerable different types of plans and objectives, and they nurture talent depending on a specific industry that they want to focus on. So gaming is one which is up and coming right now. But again, for specific territories, so for example, if you take England and America, right, if you've got soccer, it's going to sell really well in the UK versus, say, American football, and vice versa here in the States. So obviously in Korea, they love manga, they love anime, they love shooters and so on and so forth. And it's just that particular genre, like you're saying, first-person shooters or multiplayer or MMO RPGs and so on and so forth, have just captured that nation, and those two genres dominate that. But it could have been anything, right? But obviously those were there first. And then you take Japan, right? Baseball's really popular there, soccer's really popular there, basketball's really popular there. And, it's just every country is different. And but yeah, I do get your point, and I appreciate it.
Good stuff, bro. Yeah. So you've spent some time all around the world, haven't you? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So you got some great insights, as you all have. But yeah, so where were we? I've lost my plot again. So yeah, we haven't. Who have we not done on this topic? Sorry, guys, I've totally lost it. I think Coop hasn't gone on this one. Have you, Coopy bro?
I don't think so.
So I'm going to remind you what it is, because we've gone on a bit off kilter. What do you feel next gen means for indie games, and who do you feel is doing the best job of supporting indies?
Well, as far as what next gen means, I think I'll go back to like that. You guys see that Unreal Engine 5 reveal thing that Sony did?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I saw after that aired, there was a guy, He's independent now, but he had worked for EA, and I wish I could remember his name because it was a great video. I actually did a couple of videos on it, and he sort of commented on that reveal, that reveal show that they did, and it was neat to hear from a developer that had sort of been on both sides. I mean, he worked for EA, worked on a bunch of big titles, but then now he's doing his own thing, and listening to his take and how the new stuff that's coming out on Unreal Engine 5 just completely streamlines, and we've seen that in the last decade with this, current gen right now, that, the tools that developers have really opened it up to, a huge, it makes it easy, sort of paves the way for people to, really get into the genre, get into indie games, get into, developing games, period. And it's just going to further, enhance that and make it easier and easier. I mean, there's just some great tools coming out as far as textures, game mechanics, as far as motion capture. I mean, there was just all kinds of stuff that's just really gonna, I think, open it up even more people. As I mean, we all seen the gaming industry is huge. I mean, it's bigger than the movie industry right now, and I think that's just gonna keep going. I mean, it's gonna further blur the lines between AAAs and indies.
Yeah, likely.
As these new tools comes out, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. I mean, we're going to see things like this, these great games that are coming from like Bright Memory, Infinite, and these amazing titles that are coming from small teams, and I mean, I just feel like that's going to be the biggest jump, is the ease of development, the opening doors for a lot more people to get into the industry. And I can't wait to see what more people come up with.
It's the accessibility, isn't it, to all of that stuff for them. Makes it readily available. Definitely.
Like I said, if search that, I wish I could remember his name, that he did a great video. I actually did a couple of videos on that, talking about how what a game changer a lot of the stuff, and that's just one, engine. That's just Unreal Engine 5, which again is a big one. Unity, I think, is a little bit bigger, and we're just gonna see progression on all those fronts. Just really opening up doors for people to create and make some great games for us. So I'm looking forward to that. As far as the, if we're talking about consoles, as far as like next gen, like what platform I think supports it the best, I'd almost have to say console wise, I think PC's by far and away. If you're an indie gamer,
I'm an indie gamer. I'm the indie gamer.
I mean, you gotta have a PC.
Them Steam codes.
Yeah. Well, no, not only that, but like,
it's gotta be.
The game releases. Look at the game releases, and all the, like we were, I saw your topics last night, and I was like, okay, let me check out what's coming up, for the month of October. Yeah. And you go through, and you look at like, okay, I've never heard of this game. It's PC. I've never heard of this game. It's PC. So if it's a small indie title, 9 times out of 10, it's coming to PC only.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my point. I was saying earlier, like where you can always get it.
I mean,
But
I love my consoles.
Point. That's a good point, because when it comes to Xbox vetting them, because if you ever look at what Xbox vets, they're always positive on Steam.
Yeah.
The reviews are always positive. That's why I say Xbox vets them pretty good.
Well, and there's still hurdles to, we've heard that from other developers too. There's still hurdles to getting a game like for a smaller, indie developer. There are hurdles that are on console that they don't have on PC. PC, you can just, and they're slowly chipping away at that, but they have to have X number of physical copies or something, or you have to have, there's like different requirements basically to get on a console, as opposed to just going digital on Steam, where it's sort of a free for all.
Can't be buggy as hell.
It depends how you look at it, I guess, because it could like for Art of Rally, for example, because that's only on PC, and that happens all the time, and then it's like. And then people are always like, "When's the console version coming?" It's like just seeing how it, because obviously they're going to test the water and see how it does, because it's the more risk, like you're taking less risks that way, aren't you? Just testing one, and then if it's good, then go out to further consoles. But yeah, like there's always loads of
well, and it's a lot of work too. It's
a lot of work. Yeah, exactly.
You have to, basically, I think that has gotten better, but still, if you're developing, if you're an indie developer, you're probably a small team, and you want to focus on one thing at a time. And,
most definite.
You're just trying to get your game out there. You're probably on a shoestring budget, and you're like, well, let's just get it on Steam for now, and then we'll approach the console thing later, and see how it does on there. That'll maybe carry us to the next step to get it on console. But Steam just seems to be the sort of open door, easy access for a lot of these indie titles. And I'll say the other one that really, you mentioned Nintendo. I mean, that's another one. You look on a lot of PC Nintendo only releases. So they've sort of embraced the the indie titles, I think, a little, maybe, currently a little more than Xbox or PlayStation. But
definitely,
I don't know. We'll see. Next gen, though, I think it's doors are just going to further open, and and great.
Definitely. So Fastback, did you do this question? Who's not done this question? Sorry, you haven't. No. How do you feel about this one, my man? I'm going to repeat it again. What's up, Green Pass Gaming? Thanks for popping in, my friend. Really appreciate it. It's awesome to see you. I'm just going to repeat this question because he's just popped in, and then you might want to know what's going on. If I can actually remember where the question is. There it is. So what are we talking about again? So basically, we're just talking about what does next gen mean for indie games, and who is doing the best job of supporting indies at the moment, do you feel? And that's the Fastback.
With the notice PlayStation and Xbox going into next gen, with the SSD, having the option to your game can have performance mode or graphic mode, so so the developers have it's as far as consoles, because they can, do whatever they want on PC, right? So however they want to do that. But now on console, now they open it up to where now these developers, the small, indie games can, hey, now I can do 1080, go 60, 120 frames maybe. And it almost is pretty much keep it similar to maybe that's how they did it on PC, So I think it some of that is making it's easier on the devs. So if they want to port, they make it come out on Steam first, PC, and then they port it over to Xbox and PlayStation for next gen. They don't have to do as much work to optimize it. So I see that going into next gen. Just like y'all were talking about Unreal Engine 5, and so on. Just make it a little bit easier on developers going into next gen.
Definitely.
Especially when, like you were saying, the PCs, they have the SSDs. It's all about SSDs now on PC. Now consoles are getting in on that. So, as far as who, I think at the moment right now, I think Xbox is doing a great job. Showing the focus. You see Game Pass, they have an indie section, and then of course Chris Charla at ID Xbox. I mean, that guy's really done a phenomenal job just growing indie development for Xbox, and trying to, like Coop was saying, that there's some red tape there more for indie gamer developers to get through when it comes to Xbox and PlayStation, but over the years they've worked hard to change that and listen to the indie devs. Like the last 6 years when I've gone to PAX South, in the beginning, you pretty much just saw all their games being shown pretty much on PC, and fine. And then over the years, you start. And I remember talking to a couple of them and said, where's this game going to be out on? And they said, well, as for now, it's just Steam. And I said, what about Xbox? Or
you hear that all the time, don't you?
Well, it's and then over the years, I started seeing, once Switch came into play, I saw quite a few small indie dev games on being Switch only. Of course, PlayStation had a good relationship with indie, especially at the beginning of the year.
The generation.
And so I've heard that they are a little bit less restrictive and a little bit more helpful. But yeah, I think going to next gen, they're all doing a good job.
Yes.
Working with these smaller devs. So, like I said, at the PAX South, this last one I went to, you saw a combination of all of them, whether it's supported on PS4, it was Xbox or Switch, not just Steam. So it's come a long ways, and it's all around better for these devs.
Most definitely. Good shout, bro. Yeah, you do hear that a lot when you go to these conventions and stuff, like just Steam at the moment, and then later on, which is fine by me because I don't mind because I'm playing on PC now. But no, I'm really joking. It's good to people the platforms are getting are much more aligned now, I think, towards the end of this generation. I think like PlayStation had a little bit of a wobble, which they probably wanted to delete from the history of the internet, where they said they're not really interested in indie games, and that is out there if you want to find that, which I think is bad. A year ago or so, and that was just
that was a disservice because you look at the past E3. In the beginning, PlayStation was, hey, look at all these indie games on PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
And over the years, you didn't see those indie games highlighted on E3, but you saw that on Xbox stage.
Yeah.
Whether it's a quick montage but even at that, they had some of the indie devs come out on the stage and talk about their game. So
yeah, most definitely, yeah. So you'd say Xbox is probably your pick, obviously, but you think everyone's doing pretty...
Yeah, as of now, what I've seen,
yeah. They are doing good.
You can go to Game Pass and you see indie games are highlighted just as along with the AAA game.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely, yeah. I mean, like I've said, I've probably aligned with all of our preferences of consoles. But although Jeepers went for Xbox, and he's more of a PC guy, so that's interesting. You're more of a PC guy, aren't you, Jeepers? Is that right?
Yeah.
But you said you think Xbox is doing a better job, maybe. It depends. I guess it depends if you prefer curated or you like to just...
I play games on anything.
Yeah.
I'm not biased. I don't really care.
Best way, isn't it? Yeah. That's
you're supposed to be biased nowadays, sir. That's
how dare you? How dare you be so open-minded?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll play Snake on an old Nokia if I'm bored.
Brilliant.
I don't care.
I love it. So yeah, I mean, personally, I'm loving PC at the moment. I'm really like Steam. I really do. I'm really loving it actually, and I like the fact you can get like literally anything on there, and that's just my nature. I think I like to be able to find anything that's come out, pretty much. You know what I mean? I don't mind not having curated content because I curate. I do that myself. If you know what I mean. I like to just wade through them all, and then I find the gems in there because that's just makes me happy doing that sometimes. Finding a gem, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just I'm enjoying Steam, but I also definitely acknowledge that Xbox are doing a superb job at the moment. But all platforms have come really together for the end of this gen, and it's great to see, and I think it's a very strong point for going into next generation. I think it's going to be they are going to continue to thrive even more into next gen, like you guys have said. So you've nailed it. Thank you very much. Wonderful. I'll go home and I'll just read the questions out. No, you guys are nailing it big time. So where are we? Do you mind if we just do like one very last topic? If you got time for that, guys, what we'll just do is a real quick one, and it's just going to be any indie games that you're looking forward to for October. Just even if it's just one or two, just let me know if there's anything you're looking forward to for October. And if you're not if you haven't got anything on your mind, don't even worry. We'll just do a little roundup, and then if there's anything that might come up that people want to check out, that's always great. There are quite a few good games coming out this month actually on the indie side of things, so I thought it'd be quite a nice one. It's quite a nice one to do. We do this one. We've done this one a few times, so I think it's quite a nice one to end up on. who has got a few or one or two that they are looking forward to, or just anything that stood out? It doesn't have to be, you're actually looking forward to actually buying it. You think, oh, that's quite an interesting game, maybe I'll pick it up down the line or whatever. Just let me know if there's anything that's caught your eye. And I think I'll go with Coop on this one, because I believe he said he's had a little look, so maybe that's a good start. So is there anything you're looking forward to, my man Coop?
Yeah, there's a few this month.
Awesome, bro.
I think I mentioned it last month too, but I Am Dead.
Oh, yep. Not literally, I hope that.
Yeah, no. I don't know.
Yeah, I do know that one. Yeah, that's. Is that just?
You play as like a soul that you inhabit people, and it's sort of a detective point and click kind of. I think they call it an adventure game or whatnot. I'm not sure how the mechanics work exactly, but the story looks really neat. You have to sort of solve a mystery by you're a soul that can sort of read people's thoughts and memories and have to kind of piece together and just hearing everybody's stories. Yeah. Annapurna's publishing it. I can't remember the.
That's always a good sign, isn't it? When Annapurna are on the case.
Oh yeah. They always got my stamp of approval.
They are a great publisher.
So I'm looking forward to that one. That one's been on my radar for a while.
Yep.
That Raji, I think, drops this month.
Yes, it does. You're going to steal all mine now. I bet you anything. That's all good.
Looks good.
Raji is definitely. I'm looking forward to Raji big time.
There's one I'm curious about that looks amazing. It's called The Uncertain Light at the End. I think it drops next week.
I don't know that one actually.
Beautiful graphics, but I haven't seen, and there's a demo. I haven't tried the demo. I'm always a little tentative.
You don't like those demos? I love it.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Sort of adventure, single player, narrative driven, adventure game. It's like post-apocalyptic, and robots are running the world, and sort of got some stealth. You have to sneak around the robots and sort of put together another narrative driven.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Some puzzles and I love stealth gameplay. So and again, the graphics look really, really cool. So that was on my radar. It's on the wish list.
So we got a bit of I Am Dead up on the screen now, just so you know, if you wanted, that's I Am Dead. What you're looking at now, guys, which was one of Coop's. But yeah, I see it sounds just completely jumping off the what you're saying. You remember you picked up that game that was also a detective game last month? Forget what that was. What was it called? Do you remember that one?
Was it the Cyberpunk one?
Yes. The heck was that called? That was no.
It's
I
like
haven't even had a chance to play that one.
Oh,
yet.
really?
I've got it, and I haven't.
Was that a Humble Bundle one? Was it? Or
no, I bought that one.
Cool. I forget the name of it.
What's that one called again? Yeah, no.
I love the fact you bought it and you don't know. That just means that I love the way you buy games.
Paradise Killer.
Oh, that's
Paradise
it. Well done.
Killer.
He's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you haven't played it yet. And I was going to ask you if you had checked it out.
No, I haven't. I did install it, but I haven't even.
Yeah, cool, nice.
I hadn't to open that one up yet.
I Am Dead looks kind of like it's quirky, isn't it? It's got that sort of like pastel kind of, or as we'd say in the UK, pastel look. Just the American version for you there, pastel. Is that? I think that's how you guys say it, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's got a neat art style.
Yeah, it's cool.
I just love the quirky little, story.
Yeah. Definitely, it's on a like quirky sort of like island, and like just the way you're actually dead in the story, and you're kind of like inhabit things. It's kind of just weird, and that's always good by me. Indie games bringing in the weird. That's what we like. Definitely. I need to bring up some Raji. So yeah. So what was the last one you were talking about as well? Yeah.
One other that has it's called Carto.
I
think it drops this month. I think they said. Yeah, it's another sort of quirky little adventure game puzzle, and you find pieces of a map, and it's got a really cool mechanic. Interesting mechanic anyway. We'll see how cool it is once we actually play it. But,
yeah,
because I don't think there's a demo for it. But you find pieces of a map, and then you can reorient those pieces on the main map in order to unlock different areas.
Nice.
So it's like you have these little sort of map pieces, and you can rotate it and you can put them in different spots to open up different areas, and each one kind of, I don't know, it looks really cool.
That sounds interesting.
Sort of a puzzle, they call it like a world altering puzzle mechanic.
Wow.
So, yeah. You can, open up different areas by putting different map pieces in different locations, and and then it's got a really story, and I think it's got even like multiple endings, and so it's looks like a really neat little, just another quirky little indie game that looks like a blast. And
definitely. I don't know what I just showed on the screen there, so hopefully it wasn't my like personal details or something just flashed up on the screen. But yeah, I do love that kind of thing where it's just completely they're almost like inventing a genre, aren't they? So it's like completely random.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what I've pulled up on here. Oh god.
I'm studying Raji right now.
Yep, that's what I wanted. Good.
I thought they came out already, but
Raji did come out on the Switch already, yeah. So now it's going to be coming out on all other consoles, which is awesome. I was actually going to try and grab a code actually for this, see if I can get hold of one and stream it. Because the problem is, right, with the reviews is that they take me too long. My procrastination is a nightmare, I tell you. So streaming might be a better way for me to go potentially, but yeah, like I'll have a word with you guys anyway about other stuff. We're maybe going to be doing some new stuff on the channel, bringing things together if we can, doing some gameplay streams together and stuff maybe, or whatever. But anyway, that's for another day. But yeah, so
that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be good fun, I think. Just be nice to get together and do some stuff like that. But yeah, so Raji is looking really cool. We've spoken on Raji before, but I think it looks fantastic, and I think it's got some good reviews, Raji, hasn't it? So on Switch, it's been going down well, but it's great to see it coming out to all consoles. Yeah, Jago, hopefully it wasn't. I don't know what it was that flashed up on the screen, bro. But yeah, what's up, Removable Sanity? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for popping by. So that's a great little list there, my friend. Are you going to be picking up any of those for definite, or are you just sort of pondering at the moment, sort of thing?
Oh no, I probably have all of those.
You are all over it. I love you for that. Yeah. And Humble Bundle comes through as well. It's like I was looking at Humble Bundle.
Actually, Carto is a Humble.
Oh, nice.
Humble, so yeah, that one will be a Humble game.
That's sweet. I was looking at that actually. I was thinking about maybe taking the plunge on Humble.
Yeah,
that looks pretty good.
Coming out on Switch too.
Did you download the Occupation by any chance from last month's Humble Bundle list, or was it the month before? Maybe
I haven't downloaded it yet.
Did you get them either way now, even if you missed sort of the download kind of time?
Oh yeah.
Oh sweet.
Yeah, I've got them in the library.
Occupation looks pretty.
I haven't installed it, I should say.
Sure. So you get it and then it's wicked. Occupation looks pretty cool. It's kind of like it's like a walking simulator, but it looks really cool, like story to it. But anyway, so moving forward, Infinite, is there anything you're looking forward to getting your hands on this month, my friend, or anything that's caught your eye on the indie game scene?
Absolutely.
I love it.
Who doesn't like the Escapists? The survivalists come out.
Nice.
The 9th of October. Don't at me. I mean, I know it's a game, but I sure did enjoy playing the Escapists with the son, so I'm probably going to enjoy playing the survivalists as well.
Oh yeah, that's that co-op one, right? You can work together.
Sweet.
I don't know if you're going to be able to work together or if it could be co-op on it or not, but I know we always just switch the off on.
It is co-op.
Co-op. That's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can build together and everything.
Yeah, we did the survival or the Escapists sit next to each other, just passing the controller back and forth.
Nice.
I played the demo. It was really good.
Awesome. See, that makes me even happier. Definitely picking that up. It comes out on the 9th of October, I believe. And then we got Drake Hollow that just dropped in Game Pass. I believe that's an indie title. Nobody said anything about that. It looked really freaking good.
It certainly is, my friend. See Removable Sanity's channel for a review of that, if I'm not mistaken. I got your back, Removable Sanity, bro. So I think it's in, like you say, it's in Game Pass, which is cool. It looks pretty polished, doesn't it? It actually looks quite nice.
It looks really good.
Yeah, so Drake Hollow looks pretty cool. I got you, bro. Anything else, my friend?
No, that's it.
That's pretty sweet. More Spiritfarer on your scene, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Sweet. Yeah, I wonder. I'm really curious to see how that ends up as well. Like, I want to see some tears recorded, please. If it's supposed to be emotional when you get, I can imagine it can be like that game being at the end. But I don't know if you're a tearful type. I know I am, but but yeah.
Not when anybody's around, anyways.
Yeah, you're holding it in. Yeah. Good stuff, bro. I like it. So Fastback, my man, have you got any games you're looking forward to this month that you've seen?
Well, like Coop brought up Raji.
Yeah.
Interested in that.
That's right.
And then Infinite brought up Survivalist.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that, so I wouldn't mind playing some co-op with you. If
Absolutely, man.
Nice.
There's one game that I saw that is coming out called Amnesia Rebirth.
I saw that. I think, yeah.
That one looks interesting.
You like a bit of darker horror, don't you?
Steam, Epic, and PlayStation or PS4.
Nice. Good stuff.
You have to come over and hold my hand if I want to play that game.
He's got the deep. Skull Coop's got the deep, rich voice, but he needs someone hold his hands with horror games. The manly voice, but then he's like,
caress me a little bit.
Yeah.
Go for what you asked for, sir.
Brilliant. Yeah, there's some good horror games. Oh, Jeepers, that's your domain, isn't it? The old horror.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is that on your radar as well?
Yep. Song of Horror.
Song of Horror.
Looks sick. Yep.
Nice.
I don't know if you've seen it.
Song of Horror. I have heard of that because it reminded me.
But it looks sick. It's like you play you have a choice between 3 different characters to unravel this mystery, and you can choose between which one you want to use to unravel the mystery, basically. And it looks sick. It takes place in like I can't remember.
So let's see.
1920s or something.
Okay, nice. I'm gonna get it up for you, my man. Oh, not on there though.
Yeah, it looks sick. And then of course the new Remothered.
Sweet.
You know I like my horror games.
I certainly do. Oh god, we're going into another video. Oh god.
October's used to be the month for the horror games.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me.
Broken Porcelain.
Oh, that's all right. We've got
Yeah.
Starts to
both of them are indies though, you know.
Nice. Sorry guys, I'm losing the plot.
It better be indie, sir. You may not.
It's not an indie. No.
That's gonna fire.
It's AAA, dude. It's AAA.
I'm losing it. Yeah. So
I'm writing down your credit card info.
Yeah, that
Thanks
that
for the
Remothered
idea,
game looks
Diego.
freaky.
So did we cut you off a little bit there, Fastback? Was there? Sorry, I think we went over. Did we go?
No. I'm just saying that Remothered looks crazy.
Remothered looks crazy.
Remothered looks sick.
Nice. This is where I'm finding.
If you like Remothered, then you'll like Song of Horror, like the way it looks.
Nice.
But that's about it. Those are the only ones that I thought looked.
It always happens when I get it up. Everyone's like, "That's about it, guys." I'm afraid. I just get the video up, and I'm so slow at getting those vids up. But yeah, this is Song of Horror.
Yeah, there you go.
Is this the right one, my man?
Yep,
cool.
That's it.
Good stuff. So is it out on something else already then? Because it's got a few reviews by the look of it, or so it's out on PC. Is it out on PC this month?
No, I don't think so.
It's pretty nice lighting going on.
It looks awesome.
Is this third-person game? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It does look good. It does look pretty sweet. So you're gonna pick this one up, are you?
Yeah, most likely.
He loves that horror.
Look at all that blood. Look at all that.
It does look good, actually. Who's making this? Do you know? Is it
Riser or something?
Okay, cool.
I don't remember.
Nice.
But it looks awesome.
There's one game that you guys haven't said yet.
Beautiful.
I'm surprised.
That looks good.
I'm gonna hold it back for myself. It does look interesting, actually. This is you quite like a bit of this sort of stuff, Fastback, don't you? This sort of like darker, like Like you said, you liked.
Yeah, my daughter does too. That's why we talk about this stuff.
Nice.
She plays a little bit more than I do as far as horror.
Nice.
Oh, Jeepers, have you heard of what about Dark Pictures Anthology?
Oh yes.
Hope.
That comes out.
Coming out end of the year, end of this month. I mean,
is that the 29th or something?
It's October 30th. Well, yeah,
30th. Oh, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So
look at those things trying to grab you. Oh, this game's gonna be good.
So we'll leave that rolling if that's all right, and we'll move on so I can try and get it up for the next one. VJ, my friend, have you got any games you're looking forward to this coming month, or like now, this month? Yeah, right now. any indies that are on your radar, my friend?
Yeah, I'm so far behind Indy. That's why I normally wait for your monthly end video drops.
Oh, look at he's so nice, isn't such a nice man.
When I was reviewing games, that's where I got all my ideas
from. Thank you guys. I tell you though, I am a bit slow off the mark lately, so I was just going to say I apologise, because I was getting them at the start of the month. I was getting them up, but I've been a bit slow lately. I've been getting them towards the end of the month, so maybe I should start getting them a bit earlier again.
We got people here waiting on you.
Yeah, the queue, forming a queue.
We need ideas.
Love it. So sorry, I cut you off, VJ. Was there anything regardless of? Anything that
cool. Basically, so I look through your videos and I add whichever games I find interesting to my ever expanding list. And I am sort of like looking forward to several games, but I'm not really entirely sure when they're out. I'm not sure that they're out this month, but
no worries, that's cool.
You know those games anyway, right? So
a few. I know you're looking forward to Last Stop. I think you said.
Yeah. I think Stray by 12 Studio, Last Stop by Variable State, and
that's it.
Tunic.
Yes.
Tunic.
Definitely.
In terms of being and I think you really covered that well in your video.
Thank you.
And a couple of things that you wanted tweaked, and the other one's 12 Minutes, which I thought was out in October, in November. But now there's no date. And,
it looks skeptical for this year, maybe now. Yeah, but yeah, good choices there, my friend. They're all looking really good. Those games, definitely. No worries. That's all good. The idea is just we shout out some great games. If we don't know if October, then other games is all good. You never know though. I think 12 Minutes could make this year. It could still happen. You never know. Because they'll just drop out of nowhere. Like sometimes with Game Pass, it'll just be like, by the way, here you go, which is quite a nice thing. But that's great. Have we covered everybody, or
I think so.
Is that everyone? Yeah, awesome stuff. Cool. I would just you've covered quite a good amount. Raji's definitely on my top of my kind of list. Let me just try and get up the one which I'm going to mention, and then we'll wind it up because we're going to be going ages. Sorry about this, guys. Oh god, control panel. It's like flying an airplane or something in it.
You gotta go look at your recommended reviews, sir.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta go like, what's an indie game again? Oh dear. There we go. So yeah, one that you guys didn't mention, which I was a little bit surprised about, although this game is definitely a game which maybe would fall into the I don't think this looks like an indie game, so maybe that you even overlooked it for that reason. You might have thought it was a AAA. Yeah. But Ghost Runner is coming out this month as well, which is pretty damn sweet, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is. I'm pretty damn sure it is coming out this month. Might say looks good. Yeah, it looks really cool. Played the demo October 27th, which is great. Is that a really that's a short trailer. I thought it was a longer.
This definitely blurs the lines.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what we were talking about earlier. So that's another factor. But this is an indie studio. I was finding it hard to believe for quite a while. I sort of looked into it a little bit more. But it's one more level. And yeah, they're Polish, I believe. But yeah, it looks so cool. I played the demo of this game. It's quite intense. Like, you got to be on the ball. It's like every movement is really precise. You've got to sort of like dodge. If you get hit once, you're dead. So it's very precise movements. It's fast paced. You're a cyber assassin. What more do you want in life? You know what I mean? It's pretty damn cool. Yeah, so it's like a cyberpunk aesthetic, hasn't it? Which is popular at the moment, but they've done it really nicely. And yeah, I just think it looks really cool. Definitely a game to check out. It's an indie game as well. Like I say, it's at the moment you can get 20% off if you pre-order. So on Steam at the moment, I believe I can't remember if it's $19.99 or £19.99, but one of those two. So it's pretty good. Yeah, it's usually 25. I think it's dollars that I saw it as for some reason. But anyway, yeah, Ghost Runner is definitely a game to check out. Also, one more quick little shout out is a game called Cake Bash, which is a game we showed on one of the earlier podcasts we done, and that was like a multiplayer game where you play as like a cake. I think I can hear myself. Has someone got it open on the... Sorry, I think I might be hearing things. But yeah, Cake Bash is basically a multiplayer game, kind of 4-player party game, which is really a lot of fun. And you can... Oh. But yeah, sorry, I'm going back. I'm losing it. It's one of those things when you're on the phone and where you can hear yourself. But yeah, so basically, party game, and that's a lot of fun. Jeff, definitely check out Cake Bash, which is out on the 15th, I believe, if you like party games where it's just all about the fun, and it's got a really nice aesthetic as well. And yeah, check that bad boy out. Cool. So let's wind this bad boy up because we've been going a long time. Sorry guys, it's gone a little bit longer than hoped, but it's been an awesome time and I've had such a blast with you guys. Yeah, Jago, definitely a bit of a Bright Memory Infant kind of vibe to it as well, although this is all about the sword play, and I think it's got like some things where you can do other attacks, so you can sort of reflect the bullets and stuff like that with the sword, which is pretty cool. But so I don't think it's gunplay in the game. Pretty sure about that anyway. But yeah, let's wind this bad boy up because it's been a great time, and thank you so much everyone who has hung out with us for all this time. People like Jago, who's been in there for a long while. UK Dazarus, my man, always in there supporting. Love you, my man. And who else have we got other than people that are on the show? VJ's in there as well. Removable Sanity, thanks for popping in, my friend. Green Pass Gaming popped in. Stubbs Gaming. Pong Soul, you hung out a long time. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate that. HDK, Techno Fabulous was in on the early bird, and anyone else I'm trying to think. Let's just go one back.
Reaper, it's my youngest brother.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, thank you for that because I missed him. It was Master Mayhem was in. Tom Wild was in. All of you guys, there's a ton of you. So thank you so much. I just want to say Marion the Mad as well because first time I've seen you in here. So thanks for popping in, my friend. Really appreciate it. It's been a really good one, guys. I really had a lot of fun. Great crew, awesome chat, and my computer's now broken. There we go. That's it, folks. Yeah, no, it's been a ton of fun, guys. Thank you. So yeah, let's say our goodbyes and part ways. Infinite Buddy, thank you very much for coming on, my friend. It's first time I've ever done a podcast apart from the Dazcast. One time we've done, haven't we now? Yeah, so you're on the Dazcast on last month, I think. But yeah, first time we've been on this show, so I really appreciate you coming on, my friend. And you gave some awesome takes today, buddy. You done an awesome job. So thanks for coming on. And where can they find you, my friend? I know you're on Retro Renegades, which is super cool.
Yes, shout out to Retro Renegades on Tuesday nights. This week will be on Graphic Gods channel, so check it out there at 7. I want to thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. And that's about it, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much. That's how I should do it. We'll keep it short and sweet, but I can't help but ramble, I'm afraid. But no, thanks again, and really appreciate you coming on. It was great hanging with you, my friend.
Awesome time.
Awesome, buddy. Cheers. So yeah, I'll leave my panel dudes to the last, and let's go Jeepers, my man. Thank you very much for coming on, buddy. It's been a brilliant time hanging with you, buddy, because we've had a lot of chats over the months and years, even I imagine it is now. So talking about indie games, talking about just any old thing, hanging on the Dazcast together, hanging on all sorts of shows together. Yeah, miss you a little bit in the community, not being there as much, my friend, but I totally understand if you want to, you're chilling, and that's totally cool, my friend. No pressure, obviously, but I have to say it is an absolute honor and pleasure to be able to have you back on and see you in the community, and especially have you on this show today, Jeepers Bro. It brings a tear to my eye. Yeah, you're a good friend,
thanks
bro.
for having me on.
You're a good friend. I really, really do mean that. So thanks for coming on, bud.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, thanks. And where can they find you? If they can find you anywhere, maybe just chilling in the corner.
They can find me nowhere.
They can find you in the cyber shadows of
You might see me in the chat.
So you might see them in the chat.
You might see me on Retro Renegades.
Yeah, you might do. That's true.
Maybe.
Or yeah,
maybe.
you might pop up on one of those. That's wicked, buddy. That is just perfect. But yeah, no, thank you so much for coming on, my friend. It's been so much fun having you. I knew it would be.
Oh, thank you, dude.
No, pleasure, bud. Yeah, cool. And VJ, my man, thank you very much for coming on, VJ, bringing all that knowledge that you have just readily off the cuff and articulating beautifully. It's just on tap with you, my friend. So thank you very much for coming on and gracing us with that, and just having a great time chatting games as gamers. Yeah, where can they find you, VJ? Thank you so much for coming on again, bud.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me on, Indy. I really appreciate it. Nice to meet everybody. I don't think I've been on a podcast with any of you guys, so it's nice to meet you. And yeah, I don't know where you can find me, but definitely gonna go my lunch.
Could find him with the bacon sandwich in the tea. You don't need to really worry about that, do you? Actually, VJ's he's everywhere, isn't he? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, that is cool. But if you did want to know where a link to VJ's Twitter is, it is in the link in the description down below. But yeah, he's so modest he won't even say so. But yeah, he's everywhere at the moment. You love a bit of VJ. He's on all the shows, which is fantastic. Yeah, thanks again for coming on, VJ. And obviously my brothers, my IGP Indie Games Podcast brothers, Fastback and Coop. Pleasure as always, guys. Thank you very much for hanging again, Fastback.
Great stuff. Awesome to have be here with Jeepers and Infinite.
Definitely.
VJ. Yeah, good stuff from you guys.
Yeah.
Look forward to just
No, it was a great time.
Seeing you guys, hanging out again, and seeing you guys in other chats, and Infinite. We need to keep continuing getting it up on Supersonic.
No, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Love it.
It doesn't get much better than that.
It's a full-time job right there.
Yeah, it is.
It is sometimes exhausting. We should be getting paid for it.
It does cost us money too,
It does. It does.
Pay for
Those super chats. It gets a little pricey.
Yeah. But nah, it's awesome. Awesome to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Definitely. And where can they find you, my friend? NLG.
Well, also, of course, you can find me here. Once a month, or sometimes we have special shows whenever. And then every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Next Level Gaming on YouTube.
Absolutely, hell of a show.
My brothers there, Stinger and John, Technofabulous, Frankie, and HTK.
Yeah.
Did I say Mike? I better have said Mike. Stinger.
Say it again in case.
Always fun. Yeah, not sure.
Who's that guy?
I just love this gaming community. I love being in a lot of people's chats and other podcasts. And of course, you can't forget the Gamers United Guild
Definitely
family. So you can catch me on Twitter, same Fastback 6768, Xbox, same thing, and then PlayStation. Don't ask me about my Switch.
76543 7895 ABCs. Yeah, no, well, it's honestly a such a honor and pleasure to be able to have you on the on this show. I don't like to say have you because it's like it's a thing we've teamed up. I like to think of it as we're a team, not like you've come onto it, if you know what I mean. It's a great team that we've got going on. So it's
awesome. Yeah.
Thank you, my friend, for being a part of that. So Coop, my man, he's poised and ready. He's got his rad rover at the ready. Brilliant, bro. Awesome hanging with you, Coop, bro. Always a pleasure. You are a legend, man.
Show, guys.
Thanks very much for being awesome, as always. Where can I find you? He's going to say,
well, you know me. Yeah, you can find me right down the side of TV Highway on my...
Hell yeah. Brilliant stuff.
No, I just want to give a shout out to Jeepers, VJ Infinite. Thanks for joining us, guys. It was a great show. Good discussion.
Thank you.
And you probably find me here. Yeah, thanks, guys. So you probably find me here next month sometime on next show, and maybe a stream or two before. We'll see.
Yeah,
work some things out. And
sounds good.
So yeah.
Wicked, bro. It's always a ton of fun, with you guys. So thank you for being awesome. Like I say, love it. It's what it's all about, just, great gamers coming together, chatting games, having a great time. And we're also talking about some indie games as well. So that is wicked, bro. And don't forget to check out Coop's channel. He doesn't like to promote it too much because it's not gaming related, but it's a little bit of variety in your life is always a good thing. Check out Coop's channel. It's about Rad Rover bikes if you're interested in that. He does awesome content, and obviously check out NLG channel through Fastback's link in the bottom, the description below, and Retro Renegades link is in there as well for that podcast. Everything basically down below. Simples. But thanks again, everyone who's popped in. The watts are coming through, which is lovely. I was gonna put my hang on a minute. There we go. Thank you so much, guys, everyone who's joined us. You are awesome, and it means the world. You bring it to life, this podcast. So thank you so much for doing that, and helping celebrate the indie games stuff, but also just having having a great time. It's a great community. I love it to bits, and it's so much fun doing this podcast. So thank you for making it so much fun, and we're going to keep on going because we love it. No, but we're going to try and we're going to keep the podcast on the monthly basis. And as Coop and Fastback alluded to, we might be doing a few extras in between, just on the not a planned amount. That will be kind of like maybe streams and stuff like that, but the podcast will be once a month. So usually I think we seem to be going on the first Saturday of the month. So I'm going to talk to the guys to see if they wanted to do that as a regular thing, but at the moment it seems to be working out as the first Saturday of the month for the Indie Games podcast. So some way to remember it maybe, but that's not a definite, but usually it'll be roughly around that time. Anyways, guys, I will let you go now. You've been awesome hanging for so long. My God, you all rock big time. And thank you so much one more time. We will be back soon. Keep an eye on the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, that would mean the world. Support the indie games world, it's a good world. And I will catch you all, guys, in the next video or podcast. Later, guys.
Have a good one, everybody.